what hours are you guys open for smashing stuff?
So our main hours are 4 to 9, Thursday through Sunday. All booking is online, but we do offer special hours and pricing for groups. So, if, let's say your church lady group needs to come out, your bingo group needs to come out, or whatever, if you need to come do some trust fall sessions or whatever, we can accommodate most any request.
Okay. Now, let me ask this. And I know that you have different rooms, things you can break there. Have you determined yet which of those is the most popular room?
Honestly, I haven't. I mean, it really kind of varies what people are into. There is a group of the ladies that are kind of around my age, maybe a little bit older, that like to break glass.
Yeah, I can see
to
that.
Hear the glass break.
Right.
And then my guys really like to wail on dryers, printers, things like that, where they can really just like.
What do they hit that with? Like a sledgehammer or hammer? Or what?
Sledgehammer, hammer, bats.
Nice.
Pipe. I mean, we have a good
This
time.
is great. This is great.
I was about to say, I love the concept.
And then,
I love the concept.
Yeah, you need to do that, don't you?
For sure.
Yeah, you need to. You and your girl Jamie need to get over there and wail on some stuff for a minute.
Yeah, sounds like a good time.
Sounds like a couple goal. It's a couple goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good date night.
Let me pop these mics up a little bit so y'all can hear better.
Yeah.
Right over here to my left, it's Dustyn Bundrick, a.k.a. Bundy, and switch the camera there, would you, cameraman?
Yeah.
To Bundy over here, right here, to my left. You see him there? Here, I'll switch it. Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah,
Bundy right here. He is the owner of Bundy Electric. So if you are in need of residential, commercial electrical work, he can get it taken care of. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If I made Bundy Electric on Facebook.
Love
Bundy Electric on Facebook. Where do they find the break room? Also on Facebook?
Also on Facebook. We do have an Instagram page, but mainly on Facebook.
On Facebook. All right. So let's talk a little bit about who has outrun the Grim Reaper so far this year. Amelia Clark. She's 37 now. She was in Game of Thrones. Are you a fan of that? Watched it? No?
I think I watched 2 episodes and stopped.
Okay. All right. So that was it. How about you? Game of Thrones?
Yeah, we watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Did you dig it? You dig the vibe?
Yeah, for sure. We kind of cheated. We didn't start watching it until the last season was about to come out, so we just binged it all at once.
Well, that's not cheating. That's just watching a series. I mean, that's how I watched Breaking Bad this year.
Yeah, right. But yeah, we didn't have to sit painstakingly through the season cliffhangers or anything.
Here's an interesting fact about Amelia Clark. She survived 2 aneurysms.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's crazy because that's when a blood vessel burst in your brain. We had a colonel when I was in the military, and he was running on the track. You have a track where you just run on for physical training, PT. And he collapsed right on the track, never got up. Wow. Lights went out. It was over. It was an aneurysm. Boom, done.
Wow.
Like that. Yeah, lights out.
And she's had 2 of them, he said.
She had 2 of them and recovered from it, which is pretty amazing.
That is.
Yeah. All right. Brianna Evigan from Dusk Till Dawn is 37.
Is that the TV show or the movie?
That's a great question. I don't know. Her dad is Greg Evigan. Does anybody know who that is? Probably not. Some of you older folks will know who that was. He was on a show called BJ and the Bear.
BJ and the Bear.
Yeah, it was about a truck driver who had a monkey.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, is 47. He was voted People's Sexiest Man Alive back in 2010. He was married to Scarlett Johansson. He's now married to Blake Lively. He was previously with Alanis Morissette.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Oh, yeah, they were a serious couple for I don't know how long. I'm not certain if they were married, but they were damn sure serious for a while.
Is he Canadian?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's too nice. Come on, you know he's Canadian. Come on, man. Those people are nice. You could be a serial killer and be like, well, just, let me clean up my stuff before you stab me to death, would you?
Excuse
Let me put something down to protect the floor.
Yeah, just want to leave a mess for the kids, if you don't mind. Musicians, Cage the Elephant's Matt Schultz is 40. I like those guys. Good man.
Yeah.
Metallica's Robert Trujillo, 59.
Oh.
Nice.
Weird Al Yankovic, 64. Wow. He got started with the accordion after a door-to-door salesperson offered his parents a choice between that and guitar.
Wow.
He got him accordion lessons.
What?
I guess it worked out for him.
Yeah,
I mean,
guess so.
absolutely.
But damn, man, I've been mad.
Doesn't he have like a new album or movie or something coming out?
Well, he had a movie. It was kind of semi-autobiographical.
No, I mean like I
Oh.
swear I heard something about a new
really?
album or something coming
It
out.
may be. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised by it at all. Look that up. Dwight Yoakam.
I love Dwight.
Yeah, a lot of people like him from singing, but some like him from his acting. He was in Sling Blade, things like that. He's 67.
67.
Yeah, 67.
Okay, Weird Al is going on tour in 2025 and will actually be in Rogers. We'll be at the Amp.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
really?
Yeah.
I bet that's a lot of fun. I bet he
it
puts on a
is.
really good show.
I agree.
It'd have to be
Bigger and
interesting.
weirder. Bigger and weirder.
Bigger and weirder. Yeah, it makes sense. That makes
How old did you
sense.
say Weird Al is?
Weird Al is 64.
64.
Yeah, 64.
Wow.
That's a trip, isn't it? Okay, let's move on to some news of interest to you. This is one of the longest serving exonerated inmates in Illinois history is suing the city of Chicago, the Chicago police, Cook County prosecutors for about $200 million. James Soto and his cousin David Ayala served over 40 years in prison after being convicted of a double murder back in 1981. Both of their convictions were thrown out last December. Soto's lawyers filed a lawsuit claiming police coerced the confessions to implicate him and his cousin, and they were unable to prosecute the two people initially suspected in the murder. Soto got a college degree while in prison and plans to become an attorney. So, I see a lot of convictions that have been overturned on DNA,
Yep.
on murders and things like that.
Mhm.
And it only makes me more opposed to the death penalty in general,
Agreed.
only
Agreed.
because of that kind of circumstance.
Absolutely.
Right.
And because I the thought of killing someone who doesn't deserve it is pretty horrible.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. A former LA Dodger star, pitcher Fernando Valenzuela, he changed Major League Baseball by sparking Fernando Mania back in the 80s.
I remember this.
Yeah, he died at 63. The team announced his passing. Now, look, he was a six-time All-Star, came on the scene in 81, won the National League Cy Young and Rookie of the Year awards, along with a World Series title. He was a color commentator on the Dodgers Spanish language broadcast, left the job in September. He'll be honored Friday night during Game 1 of the World Series with the Dodgers hosting the Yankees, which should be a great game. A lot of my friends who like the Yankees seem to be very fearful of Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. It's going to be a good series. I'm thinking LA's going to probably do it, though.
Well, I mean, I'm not a baseball guy, but this Shohei Ohtani guy seems to be breaking every record there is, man. He seems to be,
real deal.
he's the real deal. Yeah. Some people calling him the GOAT already. I don't know, but man, you remember Werther's candy, the candy?
Love it.
Yeah. Favorite.
Yeah. Well, it's National Caramel Month. Oh.
What?
And an iconic candy company is celebrating Werther's Originals, holding a sweepstakes to give away Werther's Original Pocket Denim, a pair of jeans with 30 pockets, enough room for plenty of Werther's in each. They're giving away 200 pairs of these with a little line of tiny pockets on each leg. The sweepstakes is on Werther's website. Look, it'd be fun to win just to win.
I mean,
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
so. I don't, yeah. 30 pockets.
30 little pockets.
30
Yeah.
little pockets.
Yeah. Go to a concert with those pants on.
Say, you wouldn't people wouldn't be putting Werthers in there. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
You know what our little pockets on our jeans were for.
I don't know what that was for. I don't know what you mean.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A woman in Australia is safe after spending 7 hours wedged upside down between two boulders trying to retrieve her phone.
Oh, God.
Yeah, she
Let it
slipped
go.
into the 10-foot crevice in New South Wales. Her friends tried to free her, but they eventually called for help in the remote area. The Australian Broadcast Corporation says the 23-year-old Matilda Campbell stayed calm throughout the ordeal. She ended up with fractured vertebrae, warns others not to risk your life for a phone. Well, duh.
Duh.
Hello,
Duh.
McFly.
Yeah.
No doubt, man. Okay.
So upside down for 7 hours.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Doesn't that do some sort of damage? I feel like
I mean, it'd have
don't
to,
know.
right?
Saw that on the
I mean,
anatomy.
there is some risk when the blood goes to your brain for so long that you're upside down, but I guess that's not the amount of time it might take. I don't know. I'm not well educated on that. Let's see. The fatality numbers in one North Carolina county have been adjusted downward. A statement from Buncombe County Sheriff's Office said they originally reported 72 deaths, but would now defer to the state's official death count, which is 42. Sheriff Quentin Miller had given the higher number originally as the death toll, but state officials revised it after reviews by the Office of the Medical Examiner. So the official fatality count from Helene stands at about 215 across several states. Then that's a big number in this day and age.
That is.
You know, with all the warnings and everything you have to be prepared, that's a big number. I have to imagine surely they're either infirmed, elderly.
Yeah.
You know, those are the people. Yeah, it's got to be, right?
Yeah. Or the people that were made to stay at their jobs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. You hope that's not the case. Mike Jeffries, the former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, was arrested along with two others as part of a federal sex trafficking investigation.
I was about to guess it had something to do with
sex come on now.
Or like a George Michael kind of thing. Something.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah, the old stall outside.
Yeah.
Jeffries, his partner Matt Smith and Jim Jacobson, accused of operating an international sex trafficking business that recruited young men for parties in the U.S. Hello, Diddy. And federal prosecutors allege the three men paid dozens of men to travel around the world to engage in sex acts over a 7-year period. The indictment mentions 15 alleged victims, but prosecutors believe there are more. I guess you thought that the whole Me Too movement was really where it was going to happen for a lot of people, but it didn't. You know, the Me Too kind of came up and went down. They did pick up Weinstein,
Yeah.
But what it did do apparently is open the door, and now all the seams are busting. Everybody's getting caught.
Absolutely.
And that's what should happen. Look, let's clean these slugs out.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of them.
Right.
Absolutely.
Identify them, get rid of them, move them on down the road. Now, you do wonder, a victim, to me, a victim is someone who's forced and or underage.
Yeah.
If you have engaged willingly into prostitution, I would not classify you as a victim. You may be a victim of something else, but you did choose to do that. So I'd like to know more about that, what's going on there, but still not good. Not good. And I think we're more and more finding out that, there's a lot of wacky people out there with money, and you just didn't know all the stuff they were doing.
Right. Oh, my gosh. It's wild, like all the stuff that's coming out.
It is.
Oh.
Yeah, and I know that a lot of these celebrities are paying people off on the Diddy thing. There've been reportings of it already into the millions, but I'm hoping that some names will get dropped because, for God's sake, we deserve to know something here.
Yeah, I think so. If we're holding these people up on this standard, and if they're making all this money off of our, accolades or whatever,
well, it's interesting to find out, and it's disillusioning, I think, for some to find out that everyone you've held up to this standard of hero has turned out not to be. And it just shows you that everybody's a fallible human and everybody's capable of being a dick.
100.
4 new cases of avian influenza were found in farm workers in Washington State this week. That makes it the 6th state to report a human case of bird flu. Once the CDC confirms this, it'll bring the total to 31. Officials have said there's a minimal risk to the general public. The Georgia Supreme Court, in an order issued yesterday, refused to reinstate the 7 new rules approved by the state election board and declined to consider an expedited appeal. That ends the effort to get the rules into place before November 5th. Among the approved rules that were blocked were ones requiring ballots to be hand counted and 2 others related to the certification of results. The new rules were opposed by Democrats and several state Republican officials who had concerns over the legality of the rules. I don't trust any of you.
Agree.
Look at me right now. Not a damn one of you.
But I voted yesterday.
Did you? You voted early.
Absolutely, I voted early.
Well, good for you. In Saline County, is that where you vote at?
No, I vote in Pulaski County. I live in
okay.
Pulaski County. I work in Saline. But for anybody that votes early at the library on Chester and Wright, all of that's been moved to the Dunbar Community Center. So know that. And that's a one-way street. Pay attention.
Don't go the wrong way. A new rule issued by federal regulators yesterday opens the door to electric air taxis. Mike Whitaker, the head of the FAA, said the rule officially recognizes air taxis as a new type of aircraft, saying that powered lift aircraft are the first new category since the introduction of helicopters 80 years ago. The new rule will allow official training to be designed and put into place for safe operation of the machines. So now, think about this for a second. Not only do you have to worry about running into someone from the back, you got to worry about someone falling on top of you, right?
Right. It's Fifth Element. It's
It is the fifth element, isn't it?
What to say?
Are you human? No, I'm a meat popsicle.
meat popsicle.
All right. Here's some good news, man. This is a good one. A dad in Springfield, Ontario, being held a hero after running into his burning home and save his 2 infant children. The fire broke out in a triplex Saturday afternoon. A neighbor who witnessed it said the dad rushed back into the home, came out with his 2 children in his arms. The Malahide Fire Department responded quickly. The chief said neighbors helped a woman escape from a second-story window. His firefighters worked to control the blaze. The father and 2 kids were seriously injured and transported to a burn unit. The fire left 4 families homeless and is still under investigation.
Wow.
Hell yeah on that dude, though.
Yeah, I mean, at least, that's
Dad shit.
that's what you do. That's what dads do right there.
Hopefully.
Well, they're supposed to, right? In theory, that's what you do.
In theory, yeah.
Yeah. Inglewood, Florida, residents Frank and Sandy Allward lost almost everything when Hurricane Milton devastated their community, including their home of 41 years. Despite the damage, they tried to stay positive. With the help of the community, the couple recently received a new RV to serve as their temporary home while they're rebuilding. It was provided at no cost by South Sarasota County Habitat for Humanity. The CEO said they wanted to assist people who were displaced to keep them from living in unsafe conditions. They said they're so deeply grateful for the support they've received, especially as they face the task of starting over. I think that's great, and I hope that it inspires many businesses to jump in and help these folks out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, having said that, you did choose to live in Florida,
That is true.
and maybe you could make a different choice if you want to. Just putting it out there. Let's talk about some sports that you need to know things about. Okay, so this week, Lamar Jackson is the clear favorite to win his second straight MVP, according to the sports books. Behind him, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jared Goff, and Jordan Love. All of them are good. Jared Goff really seems to be coming into his own right now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, he's a great player, and he's been there a couple of years doing the thing, and it's paying off. 2024-25 NBA season officially underway. It started last night. Lots of speculations and questions as it tips off. Some of those questions, I don't know what the hell they're saying here, but the question, can the Celtics repeat? Yes. Yeah, they look very good. As a matter of fact, they look better than they did last year. I watched them last night, and if Porzingis gets back into form, they're going to be real hard to deal with.
Right.
Can the Knicks beat the Celtics in the East? No. They showed that last night. They got the hell beat out of them. Will Zach Rasacher win, and I'm probably saying that wrong, so I'm sorry, win Rookie of the Year? And it says, no, that's going to go to Reed Shepherd. Are the Milwaukee Bucks done? Says they may drop a seed or two in the East, but they can hang. They're still good. Which coach will have the greatest impact? They theorize that'll be Mike Budenholzer of the Phoenix Suns. Are the San Antonio Spurs a playoff team? Maybe a play-in team. It's pretty stacked in the West. Are the Sixers a legit contender? If they're healthy, and that's a big if. And, okay, let's see. Bettors are banking on Bronny James as a long-shot Rookie of the Year. I don't know, man.
It was fun. I watched him a little bit last night play with his dad.
How much did he score last night?
I didn't see him score a point.
I
I did fall asleep after halftime, but
I saw everybody got excited because he scored 17 in the last preseason game. I'm like, you realize that they had their scrubs in,
right.
and he was on the scrubs, and so yeah, scrub on scrub. But
Scrub.
It
you
was
put him up
funny.
against the real deal veterans who are wily in there, and
Right.
I don't think he dropped 17. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the kid's better than I think. It's possible.
It was funny watching him come in last night because he comes in, everybody cheers, and then LeBron goes by and just passes him the ball, and the crowd erupts. Like everybody was just pumped that they passed the ball to him.
Yeah, no, I think everybody was excited because it's not happened before where a father and son play together on the same team. It's, very few players could go as long as LeBron has gone. Like him or hate him, he's durable as hell.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he is. He's durable like the Energizer Bunny. Nobody should be able to. It's like Tom Brady. How long can you play, man?
Right. How long can he go?
And I don't expect him to go more than another year or two.
Yeah, max 2 more years, I say.
But yeah, I think if Bronny becomes a good role player, he'd be lucky. I'm not sure if he's that good yet or not. I guess.
Like you said the other day, I think after LeBron retires, that's when the Lakers are going to be like, all right, Bronny, find you another team now.
Yeah, why don't you go check out Minnesota for a little while? You get a little cold. Let's change it up a little bit, shall we?
You wake up and you feel like crap. You know who else wakes up and feels like crap? Yeah, here comes a shameless plug.
Patrick and the people. Yeah, that's right. Hey, listen, if you are in need of a vehicle, you're thinking about it. You're like, man, this jalopy's got too many miles on it. I'm tired of this 470 Air. That's 4 windows down at 70 miles an hour. You go over to Fitz Auto. Just go to fitzauto.com. You can start your application there. You can look at every bit of their inventory online. They're not afraid to put their prices online. It's all right there for you. And they work with you even if you have a bad credit history. So they're their own bank. They make their own decision. You buy there, you pay there, but they do report to the credit bureau. So it helps you reestablish. Look, my family, we bought 7 vehicles from them. Every one of them have worked out amazingly. I think you'll have a similar experience with Fitz Auto. Go to 8421 Stagecoach Road in Little Rock or check them out at fitzauto.com. So I've got some really interesting stories today that I want to get to. I do want to tell you that tomorrow we've got a really cool show coming up because Bonnie Robertson, attorney and author, will be here as one of our co-hosts, and she's going to talk about her firm and her book, and it's a very interesting book, and just be a co-host in general. So, be sure and tune in for her. She is an attorney, so I expect her to give me my money's worth and be a very difficult argument here and there for me. She's probably going to do that to me. I expect that she will. But we've got some great stories today, and I want to start with this because it's kind of light. It's a list of Americans' biggest regrets and bad decisions. So, next time you're on the fence about something, the new research finds Americans tend to regret the things they didn't do more than the things they've done. Regrets are a pretty common part of life. You know that. Only about 11% of people say they don't have any, and they're probably lying or psychopaths.
No, I agree with you.
So, a new survey reveals what people regret most, and here's what it is. A lot of Americans feel bad about missed opportunities, including not speaking up, not visiting friends or family enough, and not pursuing their dreams. Those are kind of not very specific, kind of general, but
a little broad.
Yeah, they're a little broad. Now, during their lifetime, Americans miss an average of 3 chances to take a once-in-a-lifetime trip.
Wow.
Yeah, have you missed a once-in-a-lifetime trip in your life? Anything that was right there in front of you, you almost had it, but you couldn't. Yourself, Bundy? Anything?
I try to have no regrets.
No regrets.
No, not even one letter?
Yeah, not even one letter. Not as far as trips. We try to travel as much as we can.
You do travel a lot.
Try to get out there.
Where's the best place you've been to, or your favorite place you've been to? Is it Montana?
Probably Montana or Washington. We spent some time out on the West Coast in Washington.
Yeah, Washington State, I hear, is very pretty.
Oregon as well. There's a nice little town right on the coast, Lincoln City, Oregon. Just a nice little beach town, right out of a movie, but a real small community. And but yeah, that's probably one of our favorite smaller places. Bigger places, Spokane. It's I think it's got the same population density as Little Rock.
Yeah,
it's just such a bigger
area
city, and just there's so much going on right there.
A little more modern, probably.
Yeah.
Now, but you guys, but in reality, you're not really city people. You're more laid back, right? You kind of like that slower pace, that relaxed pace, right?
I can't lie. We've went to Los Angeles, spent some time in New York, Chicago, and I do like the cities while I'm there.
They're fun to visit.
For sure.
It's cool to see. I just don't know that I'd want to live in that much.
Right. I've never lived in town or city. So I say I like it, but I've always lived.
Kind of gravitate towards more relaxed life. What about you, Amanda? First of all, where's the coolest place you've ever visited?
The coolest place I've ever visited is Australia.
Really?
Oh,
you went to you went down under.
I did, and it was in the 90s.
Okay.
And I was a teenager. I was going for a an educational purpose. So I went
Okay.
and studied marine biology and oceanography. It
Really?
was
Oh, that's cool.
amazing. We went and visited. We stayed on this little island,
Uh-huh.
Kangaroo Island.
Kangaroo Island.
Kangaroo Island. I'd never even heard of it, and obviously it's aptly named. You know, it was
Lots
like
of kangaroos.
it was like 8 kangaroos per human person there. It was
Wow.
insane, but I had so much fun. As far as like that's the coolest place.
Did you go to the Great Barrier Reef?
We did.
I figured you did.
It was in the 90s when, you know, the reef wasn't as damaged as it is today.
No, it's come back a lot now.
I've heard that. I've
Yeah.
heard that. We had a great time. We went snorkeling. We had dolphins with our boat, you know, and
Yeah.
it was just so cool. It was really, really cool. My drawback of that was there was a eucalyptus processing plant on Kangaroo Island,
Oh,
and that shit stunk.
it was pungent
I am traumatized
from eucalyptus.
to the core with eucalyptus.
The koalas like that, don't they? Isn't that what they eat? The
Y'all think
eucalyptus?
those things are cute?
No, they're
They are
vicious.
not. They are
Yeah.
vicious. They are
Yeah.
scary.
No,
They are
they're not your
vicious.
friend.
They are not your
The
friend.
noises they make freak
They are
me out.
not your friend.
Most animals in Australia want to kill you.
100%. Australia wants to kill you.
Yeah, no, Australia is the place of death.
Period. End of story. That's what.
Yeah, no, there's nothing there that won't try to take you out. I believe even the kangaroos. I mean, look,
Oh my
have you seen that? Look, a lot of them are buff. They look like they've been working out in prison for 5 years.
I was
Like
watching
the
a
Barry
video
Bonds.
yesterday. It was a compilation of people, mostly Americans, saying, "I could fight a kangaroo,"
No, you
and
can't.
like a Crocodile Dundee guy going, "Yeah, no, the kangaroo's hurt and they're ready," and it shows like these kangaroos all bowed
Yeah.
up and everything.
These guys are on roids.
Oh my
I'm
God.
telling you, these kangaroos are on roids, man. They're ridiculously ripped. I do remember the one guy who fought a kangaroo to get his dog back.
Yes,
trying
that
to
was
choke
so
out his
cool.
dog.
Yeah, he went toe to toe with that
Yeah.
kangaroo, man.
But that's an Australian. He can do
Yeah,
that.
no, that's true. That's true. That's
He
true.
grew up probably fighting kangaroos. I don't know.
I've always thought it was funny and somewhat ironic that Australia started as a penal colony,
True story.
if you don't know. And but if you have a felony, you can't go to Australia.
So true.
They're like, we got enough of the inmates here. We're good. We're full up.
They really don't want you. Now, as far as like someplace in the United States, probably my favorite place to go is Galveston.
Galveston, Texas. I've been there.
Love
Yeah.
You like the
Galveston.
beach there and everything?
I do like the beach. I love the buildings. I love the
Yeah.
history. I love kind of
Yeah.
how creepy it is. The food is bonkers. Like
Yeah.
I love Galveston.
Man, I don't know if I had to pick in the U.S. somewhere that was Denver maybe.
Yeah.
I do love
I
Denver.
really
I've
love
been there
Denver.
once.
Yeah, I really, I don't know anything about, how their political culture and how everybody gets down there or whatever. But
Mhm.
I know that as far as a place to be and a beautiful place,
Beautiful.
it's unbelievable. I mean, we live here and we see Petty Jean or you see Pinnacle and you think
Right.
mountain.
Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
No, you drive,
Nothing.
you start driving up into the Rockies and you go,
Mhm.
God damn, that's a mountain right there. I don't even know what I'm looking at a hill.
Right.
Right?
They should call that, Pinnacle Hill because, man, those mountains are crazy
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a missed opportunity.
Oh,
We
you,
were-
you do have a regret.
I do have a regret. Sasanta. So Sasanta Tour, Pussifer Primus and Perfect Circle is on tour right now and was on tour earlier this year, and they were at Red Rocks. And
Okay.
we got tickets, and I paid a decent amount of money to get these tickets, and then couldn't go.
Oh,
I
no.
had to make a decision to be a responsible adult.
Oh, God, not the
And
responsible
not go.
adult.
Ugh,
Oh,
damn it.
every bit of that. But I'm hoping to get back to Denver in January. We've got something up there that I'm hoping to get to.
yeah. Well, they make plenty of it.
I know.
You talking about that? All right, Ted. Okay.
Not this trip.
Not this trip. During their lifetime, Americans miss an average of 3 chances to take a once-in-a-lifetime trip. When it comes to things they regret doing, spending money or buying something tops the list. So they spent money, they bought something that they regret spending money on or buying, followed by fighting with loved ones and making an unnecessary comment. That last one has bitten me many times.
Why
for
is
sure. That's
that
probably
one
the
not
most-
number one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I thought
I've-
that was the most relatable
That
one.
is number one for
I've
me.
definitely made many comments that I've come to regret, without a doubt. But
So I actually have a no regrets tattoo.
do you
I
really?
have a no regrets
Nice.
tattoo. It was my very first divorce tattoo.
Yeah.
Yes, I have multiple. But I got it on it would have been our second wedding anniversary. This is years ago. This is my son's father. And I got a no regrets. And once that commercial came out, I still will make sure it says regrets.
Right.
That's hilarious. You still have to check it, look at it now and again, and go, I think that's right.
I think it's right.
Yeah. What about what's the thing you bought that maybe you saved up for? You really thought about it, you got it, and after you got it, you went, damn, man, this really wasn't everything I thought it would be.
Man, again, I was gonna say I don't have much regrets about spending money. I came from a family of penny pinchers.
Yeah. I feel you there.
Money when they needed to, and
right.
So I tell people all the time, I happily spend every dollar I make. I don't save a bit of it, and just try to.
And you don't give a damn.
Don't give a damn. Money's always going to be there. I feel like people get held up and
caught up in that.
You go to work every day. It's coming.
But there's going to be a point where you can't work anymore.
Yeah,
you have
that is something I
retirement
ignore.
or something?
Well, in theory, you should.
I get it. I totally get it.
I'm just hoping by then we're fully socialist and I'll be taken care of.
Yeah, there we go.
It works for me.
Yeah. They also regret an average of 5 angry texts. Is that all 5?
Is that just in a day?
Yeah, I was going to say 5 angry texts is all you got in a life? Yeah. No, come
on. I don't
on.
regret a single one that I've sent in the past probably 6 months, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I'm sure you do not.
I don't. I said what I said.
I said what I said. About a third of baby boomers have a regret that's 3 decades old, and they still think about it 3 times a month.
I believe that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, probably not coming out. When it comes to bad decisions, Americans are almost twice as likely to make one at night than in the morning. Well, yeah, I'm not awake enough to make a bad decision yet. I'm not quite into that part of my brain. Let's see. Bad choices like this also impact them the next day, putting people in a bad mood.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not all bad decisions lead to regret. The ones Americans say have been worth it include staying up late with friends.
Yeah.
Getting a job. That's a bad decision, getting a job? You lazy prick.
Seriously.
Taking a chance trying new food, moving to a new place, and then going to a concert on a weeknight. Yeah, all that stuff when you're younger. Man, I could go to kick it all night and maybe hit an hour or 2 of sleep and then be at work the next day and function.
That's going to be me next Wednesday.
And that's you next Wednesday?
Yeah.
I might could do that once a year now.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do it like I did when I was younger.
Absolutely.
I could just roll.
Right.
I mean,
what are you seeing next Wednesday?
So, actually, next Tuesday, Nathaniel Ratcliffe. I never know how to say that man's name. My apologies, Nathaniel. But he and his Night Sweats will be in Northwest Arkansas Tuesday night. And I am going because that's one of the concerts that I missed out on during COVID.
Oh.
And so we'll be driving back. And so I may be a little special next Wednesday.
Oh, that's great.
Y'all tune in.
I'm not familiar with this artist. What?
It's country.
Oh, a country artist? Okay.
Yeah. Like the newer, I don't want to say newer country because it's not really newer country. There's a song, SOB, that he has.
Yeah.
And it talks about him, I think, maybe even going to an AA meeting or something like that.
Okay.
He's like, son of a bitch, give me a drink.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I can't get clean.
I got you.
It's good. Check him out sometime. I enjoy his music.
All right. No, that's good information there because I'm not familiar with them. All right.
Did anybody go to Jelly Roll?
I didn't.
Online. I know y'all didn't go, but I know none of us went. But if anybody watching went to Jelly Roll or went and got some Gus's, let us know.
Adam, who is one of our co-hosts, co-owner of Legion Scaffold, his friend sent him a text. He ran into Jelly Roll at Whole Foods yesterday and sent a photo over, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to meet Jelly Roll at Whole Foods or any celebrity for that matter, right? All right, hold on.
You're so stressed. Want me to make you happy with my mouth?
Yeah, I guess so.
Are you in need of a reliable and trustworthy moving company? Look no further than Metro Moving. They specialize in helping you move across town, across state, doesn't matter. They've got 20 years and over 2,000 moves experience, so they got you. It's metromoving.co, metromoving.co. And listen, if you don't even want to pack, you don't even want to do that much. You're like, I don't even want to, I don't want to do anything. They'll do that for you too. That's right. Now, it's going to cost you a little more, but hey, if you're that lazy, you don't mind paying for it. Am I right?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's fair. And sometimes I'm that lazy.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Now, it wouldn't be particularly with that, but there are plenty of things that I could be lazy about. So check them out, metromoving.co. I just moved, and I couldn't be more thankful for that because, man, it's just no fun. When's the last time you had to move, Bundy?
Well, going back and forth to Montana, we were having to pack our stuff up every 6 months and go 1,600 miles from Montana to Arkansas and back and forth. So.
Now you're just mainly packing your clothing, or do you take all kinds of stuff?
Yeah, we take quite a bit. I mean, we've got our car loaded down when we go up there.
And what kind of vehicle are you taking? May I ask?
Toyota RAV4, but I haul a truck and a 16-foot trailer up there too.
Oh, you haul that with the RAV4? You haul a truck with the RAV4?
No, we usually make 2 trips out of it. I'll take the truck and trailer up there, then come back and get my wife, and then we'll take the car.
You put the car on the trailer?
No. We'll make 2 trips.
Fly down. You fly down after you get up there.
Oh, okay.
Truck and trailer up there, fly back, get her and the
Gotcha.
dogs, and then we'll drive up in the Toyota RAV4.
Doggies. What kind of dogs you got, Bundy?
Pit bulls.
That's what's up.
Yeah, Brindle pit bulls.
Oh, I love Brenda.
Yeah, they're probably at home tearing shit up right now.
Are they? Let me ask you this, because you said you have pit bulls, and obviously that is a kind of a controversial dog in a way of speaking, because of things that have happened. What's your take on that?
I think the thing you hear all the time, it's just all about the owner, how you treat the dog, how you raise it. I've owned, I don't know, probably 10 pit bulls over my lifetime. I've never had a problem at any of them, as far as being aggressive towards a human or biting somebody.
I think you're right. I think it is a direct result of the environment they're raised in, because so many people want to raise them as killers, so to speak, or they think they can turn it on and off. But but you can't. I mean, if you teach them to do that, and you're not a professional dog trainer, then they're going to do something stupid, and hurt somebody.
I think an issue you see a lot of times is what you want people to get pets from shelters, right? But
sure. Or that's a problem.
They'll get a 4-year-old pit bull out of a shelter that's already learned bad mannerisms or thing, and you can't. Once they're that old, it's hard to train that out of them, especially somebody that they don't know, they're not familiar with.
No, I mean it's very much like trying to say, I'm going to raise this tiger as my pet,
right?
And then one day that tiger's a tiger, and you die, and it's just not unexpected. Right. I mean, just because you loved him didn't mean he wasn't a tiger.
He's a tiger.
Yeah. There's a few, messages here. Mike Woodall said, good morning to everybody.
Good morning, Mike.
What's up, Mike?
Crystal was talking about the DNA. He said, look, they're just now testing like 30-year-old evidence from the 3 West Memphis boys case with DNA.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We just finished watching the Menendez.
Oh, it's an interesting documentary, I guess.
I haven't watched it yet. You told me about it, and I need to jump on that.
So we watched the documentary series, and then we watched, I guess, the
movie part.
Yes, the movie part. And so, that was interesting to watch those two.
It is. The movie paints them more sympathetically in some ways, but not in others. I do think probably they should be released, to be honest with you. But I don't know that I do think they did it with all the intentions, and they conspired, they planned. I mean, everything that you think happened did happen.
Yeah.
I just think maybe there was more to the story than people understood, but we'll see. I think they have a thing coming up about, their attorneys seem to feel like they're getting ready to get out. Let's see. Jonathan said, great to hear you back on the air again, Patrick. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm having a good time. And so I'm glad that you're here having a good time with us. Doug Peck said, I could have gone to Australia. Oh, man.
Go.
Man, that's probably the number one destination of places I do want to go.
Oh, yeah.
Even though everything's trying to kill you.
I had never flown on a plane at that point in my life.
This is why that I may not go.
And it is a long
19 hours. We
It's
just
insane.
looked at it.
It's insane.
I've never been anywhere for 19 hours.
We watched multiple movies. Like it was the biggest
That's-
plane I'd ever been on. Even to date, the biggest plane I've ever
Was
been
it like
on.
a DC-10 or 747?
Like I know.
Okay.
Like I know.
Let's just like I know.
But it was one of the ones that had like 5 or 6 seats in the
Yeah. Oh,
middle.
wow, yeah.
And like 2,
Yeah,
on
that's a
either
big
end.
ass
I've
plane.
only been on one of those one time. We flew to Hawaii from Georgia, from Atlanta. I think that was like right at 13 hours. 12
Hawaii
hours.
is pretty, but it's expensive, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, really.
I would love to go to Hawaii.
It is beautiful. I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to come home.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the place that surprised me that was, because sometimes you just don't know what's where. But
Right.
Tulum in Mexico.
I've heard of this.
Yeah, listen, Maya Riviera, they call it
Yeah.
Riviera, Maya Riviera. But Tulum
Like
they have the second largest barrier reef in the world.
Okay.
and we snorkeled it.
See, I want to go.
And it was one of the most, it may be the most unbelievable experience I've ever had. I mean, I don't know how to describe to you if you've not done it.
Right.
The differences in the colors in the ocean versus anywhere else.
Yes.
Because if you're snorkeling and you're down, those colors are so far more vivid than anything you'll ever see above the water.
Absolutely.
It's miraculous, you know. Now, it is a big swim. It was a 2-mile swim. And we had our 2 boys with us.
Wow.
And I didn't realize how fatiguing that could be.
Yeah.
And so by about the last quarter of it, one of my sons was like, I can't swim anymore. And I was like, just come on, grab onto me, you know. And but it is a long swim. But we also did they had what's called a cenote there. And a cenote is a underwater or a cavern underwater, you know, underground water. And so we went in there to snorkel, and it was 65 degrees. Now, you may not think that's cold.
No, that's
until you get into 65-degree water.
Yeah, that's
and
cold.
let me tell you, my teeth started chattering.
Everything's
I started to have a panic attack, and if it hadn't been for my wife, I swear to God, I've never had a panic attack in my life until that moment.
Oh my.
And I was like, you know, but she got me straightened out, you know, and all right. But they wouldn't let you dive down far because they have this maze of caverns down there, and lots of divers die because they get turned around in those things.
That's terrifying. That's a nightmare.
Oh yeah, that's right up there. Have you ever seen those cave people?
I can't watch
that are
it.
squeezing through. No, hell no, man.
Not happening.
No,
I don't spelunk. I don't go into those.
not in caves anyway.
I've got to crawl under houses sometimes and kind of get in tight spots like that.
And that makes me nervous. Does it make you nervous?
That makes me nervous. I can't. You see those guys squeezing through there?
No, or people who, can you imagine getting stuck like those people do? Hell no. It's,
Those are the things I pay money for.
yeah.
I pay money for that, just like you were talking about with the moving. And it costs more for them to pack it. I just know there's things that I'm not going to do.
No, and I'll never, no matter what weight I become, no matter how much I lose, I'll always be a fat guy in my head. And so I could never, fat guys don't belong in those tight places. That's not where we go, you know. Let's see who else. Darren Riggin said cheers. Tina said good morning. Good morning.
Good
Chris
morning.
Rutherford, good morning. Wendy said Washington is beautiful. Yeah. I understand it is.
I
Go.
love it.
You'd like it. Okay. Doug said, good morning, my friend. Glad to see you're still following your talents. Well, I don't know if I'd call it that, Doug, but thank you. James said, hey, Patrick. Crystal said, good morning. Zoom the camera in for Bundy. Someone said, well, you want to, hey, Brandon, zoom the camera in on Bundy, would you?
Yeah, come on.
Can you do that? Put a zoom up on Bundy here. Where you at? He's working on it, I'm sure.
Break.
Yeah, and Mark said Tulum is killer. Loved it. Yeah, Tulum was amazing, man. It was such a good value for a trip. We stayed at a resort. It was all inclusive, and it was outrageously inexpensive, and that included everything that we did, which was, you know, we went on a trek. We went on the snorkeling thing. We had 5 resorts we could go to each one. And then they had tequila bars set up. Now I don't drink tequila, but my family was having a blast with it, you know.
Right.
And by my family, I mean Laura, because the kids were too young. That's right.
So I heard of Tulum this year.
Okay.
I've never heard of
Literally
it.
this year. And the only reason I heard of it is because of Charlotte Dabre on Reddit. Am I the Asshole post or
Oh
the
yeah.
petty
Okay.
this or whatever. And there was some story about a bachelorette party at Tulum.
Okay.
And the person planning it stole all the bridesmaids' money and
Oh,
went
no.
on the trip by herself or
Sweet.
with her boyfriend or whatever. And they're all like, oh my
man.
God, bitch, give me my money. I was like, where the F is Tulum? And then I saw it. I was like, oh, snap, let's go.
Yeah.
But you're saying it's affordable.
Oh yeah. It was
Go
it was
team.
very, very affordable, and it's probably I've been to Mexico probably 5 times maybe, and it was by far the best trip I've ever taken.
Oh, I'm here for it.
Yeah. You know, Jamaica was maybe the worst.
Really?
Not because
I heard that a lot.
not because there's not beautiful things around, but
No.
because I felt horrific.
Yeah.
Because we went into, I should say, Margaritaville, which is right on the coast. It looks like something out of a postcard. I mean, it's picture perfect, beautiful oceanfront property. You know, we walk in the front of the bar. It's an amazing place. We're having food. We're having drinks, having a good time. And then you walk out the back of the bar and it's shanties.
Yeah.
Everywhere, shanties. And I don't mean, I mean stick huts. Things like that. People taking baths in ditches.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God, I'm over here at Margaritaville knocking down drinks and food. These folks are out here bathing in the ditch. I feel like an ass.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Anthony Bourdain did an episode there and they were bringing him all this food.
Yeah.
And there was all these people just gathered around, just hungry. And he felt so bad. He was just like giving his food. And it caused a big disturbance on the beach.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah. Cayman was it was weird because, you know, you learn that stingrays are bad.
Yeah.
When you first learn to snorkel, you have to avoid them, right? Then you go over to Grand Cayman where they've domesticated them all. And you get in the water and they all come up to you and then you hold them up for pictures and all kind. And I did, and it scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, not after what they did to Steve.
Exactly.
Not after what they did to Steve.
And it was after that, and I was like, this seems like a bad idea. I don't know.
Crikey forever.
Yeah, but I did it. Hey,
Never forget.
let's do this.
I found you. What? I didn't know you were gay.
I'm not.
I found you on Grindr.
Tinder.
Grindr.
I'm on Tinder.
You're on Grindr.
That's why guys keep coming up to me in chaps.
Like these. Hey.
All right, Josh Taylor over at AMC Mortgage. He's your people. He's local. He's going to give you an exceptional mortgage experience. Look, when you go to buy a home, all right, it can be really intimidating. And if you don't have somebody who's cool and can kind of walk you through the process, man, it'll make your head swim, and you might even feel like walking away. Josh is going to not do that. Josh can help you out. He's like a friend. You can text, you can call. He does conventional, VA, FHA. It doesn't matter. But if you are a veteran, no appraisal fee at all. They take care of that for you, and they take care of the underwriting fee for the VA. So that's a cool thing. It really is. So
That's awesome.
reach out to Josh, 351-2579, 351-2579. And, of course, tell him that Patrick and the people sent you over there. By the way, if you're looking for a realtor, suggest myself.
Nice.
Yeah, suggest me. Ice Cube, this is great news. I'm certain for the people sitting beside me. I think maybe for everybody. He's given a positive update on the 4th installment of the Friday franchise.
Oh, nice.
Are you ready for a new Friday? Can you get down to it?
Sure.
2 questions.
Okay.
Is Tucker coming back? Is Smokey
Chris
coming
Tucker,
back?
I don't know if Smokey's coming back or not. Maybe.
Sure.
Okay.
His career could use it now. Cat Williams should come back.
Cat Williams should come back.
I love Cat Williams.
I do too.
He is probably one of the man. He's top 5 for me.
Agreed.
Yeah, no,
Agreed.
he is top 5. His stage performance, his command of his physicality on a performance is second to none.
I agree.
His stage presence
So
is
good.
amazing. It's electric. And what I love about him is he's always super authentic. He just doesn't give a damn.
Yeah, you don't care.
I love authenticity.
Let's have it.
Absolutely love authenticity.
He is his own voice without a doubt. There's nobody else like him.
He's
He's
still
very
got it too. This latest
Oh, yeah.
special
Yeah,
he put out. I
did
mean,
anybody
it
go
holds
see
up.
him? Did
yeah.
either of you go
Oh
see
no, I
him
didn't go
again?
see him.
Not in Little
I
Rock.
did.
Did you? Was he?
Took my kid to see him. It was amazing.
I bet it was.
It was amazing. I mean, the artists that were on before him were hilarious. He was hilarious. Everybody had a good time.
Yeah.
And I got to take my my kid with me.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
Had a
Now,
great
Cat's
time.
dope. What a great experience that was. I did see Chappelle here, and that was
I
interesting.
saw Chappelle in Memphis.
I was a little embarrassed at Chappelle, just a little bit, because all of a sudden in the middle of the show, people just started calling the hogs, and I'm like, man, what are you guys doing? Why are you doing this? Then he got his phone out and recorded it. I'm like, y'all stop this crap, man.
Like, stop.
Stop it. Not even that good.
Was it not cool seeing Chappelle though? Because the this last Netflix special, that was the set he
Yep.
was building while he
Yeah.
was in Little Rock.
Yeah.
So it was cool to.
It was
That
cool to
was
see that.
cool. The only reason I did not enjoy myself as much as I really hoped I would at that show is because we were at the very top.
Oh, yeah?
We were at the very, very top.
Right.
We did some of them Seat Geek.
I'll be honest.
whatever.
He was
I was gonna die.
hammered.
Yeah.
And he did not do what I would call a traditional set.
Right.
Yeah,
But
not at all.
he was funny. And he was Dave Chappelle, and that's what mattered to me in that moment.
Donnell Rawlings opened them for him.
Yeah. That was good. That was good.
That was so good.
Anyway, speaking on the $1 million worth of game podcast, he confirmed the franchise is coming back. He said, we're going to do what we need to make it dope, make it funny, bring it up to date, introduce new characters, bring back the old characters, and create the feeling the movie gives you. The update follows the actor's earlier comments where he said he wasn't sure what was going on with Warner Brothers at the time. That was back in 2022. Now, you asked about his Smokey coming back. You like Smokey better than Day Day?
Huh. No.
Tough question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, because there's such different movies, in my opinion.
They are.
I think Friday is such a standalone, and then you've got, next Friday.
And Friday After Next.
And I really like Friday After Next. Like
That's the Santa Claus one, right? Yeah.
Friday, yeah. But
I like them all, though.
I do too.
I feel you on that.
Have either one of you seen the director's cut of Friday?
No.
I can't say I have.
Do not do it. It will ruin it for you.
Really?
It will ruin it for you. Because, I mean, if you know Friday, it's such an institution. It is such a classic in and of itself, the deliveries, all that stuff. And so the director's cut, has more to it, obviously.
Right.
And it ruined it for me.
Look, normally a director's cut is not good to watch. I mean, it's like, if you're a super fan and you just want to see the extra footage, I guess, but there's a reason it got cut the first time.
I like director's cut of like Riddick and Chronicles of Riddick. I'm saying this because this is the shit I'm watching right now.
Yeah.
I love these movies.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, but give me the director's cut. Give me some, the extended version of I don't know, the attack scene or
I got you.
the bathroom scene. Hey, doll.
Hey, yeah, I like, I know some people trash up Vin Diesel, but I like Vin Diesel.
I like Vin Diesel.
And I certainly like those movies. Pitch Black was a dope-ass movie, and the sequels that followed, I like both of them very much.
Too.
They're really good. I mean, they're a lot of fun. It's a good character. What about you? You like Smokey versus Day Day? Any better or worse?
I just like the original the best. The original Friday. So yeah, I'll go with Smokey.
Okay, all right. I do. I think I liked Smokey initially the best, but I feel like, I know that Chris left because he got rush hour and he wanted more money and they couldn't pay more money. And so I kind of always felt like Mike Epps stepped in and saved the day on that.
Yeah.
So I have a little bit more like for that. But as far as the role, man, Chris Tucker was hilarious. He's great in The Fifth Element.
Yeah, that is such a good movie. That's another one of my favorite movies.
That may be my favorite role of Chris Tucker's,
I would
actually.
agree with that.
I don't even remember his name. I know Corbin Dallas is Bruce Willis. Yeah, it's great, though. It's great.
Mike Epps, too, though. I love Mike Epps. He's a hilarious comedian.
He is hilarious. He's really good stand-up. He's a different kind of stand-up, but he is very, very good.
Underrated, too, just as an actor.
I would agree. I would agree.
All About the Benjamins with Oscar.
Oh, that was a good one.
That is a good one. That is a good one.
Lottery. That's a great movie.
Which one? Oh, yeah.
Win the lottery and lose the lottery ticket.
All right. Let's do this, and then...
Coming up next, we've got a double shot of not a damn thing. This is Patrick and the People, bitches. We ain't playing music here. Get back to the jaw jacking.
Fair enough. Lots of reasons you might need a cleaning company, but mainly because your house or business are dirty and you don't have time or inclination to clean it. So you can just get in the phone book or go online, but you don't know those people. Do you want to invite them into your house if you don't know them or trust them? Maybe not. Here's somebody you can trust, Blissful Cleaning. They're local, they're owned locally, and Cheyenne, who is the daughter of the local owners, her and her team will get your house clean to that level that you don't have the energy for, okay? Or your business. You can give them a call, 314-4878. It's 314-4878. Tell them I sent you. You get 10% off. You can also go over to Facebook and find Blissful Cleaning and check them out. They are awesome. All right, a little bit of a controversy going on, a small amount here right now, and I just want to talk about it for a minute and see what you guys think about this. So fans are divided over Bill Belichick's relationship with his girlfriend, as evidenced by the wide range of reactions to a set of photos. They did a photo shoot on social media.
Oh, gosh.
Now, Belichick is 72. Jordan Hudson, the girlfriend, fiance, whatever she is 24. So you got about a 50-year age difference there. Now, he is an 8-time Super Bowl coach, and she's a former college cheerleader. But they did a photo shoot and posted online, and a lot of people feel a type of way about this. Now, let me ask you, what do you think? I mean, well, look, let me put this in perspective before I ask that question to you, Amanda. We talk a lot about predators now.
Yep.
We talk about, that kind of thing going on, and the Me Too movement, and, the Diddy stuff and all of that. Now, clearly, this 24-year-old is in this position voluntarily. She's not being trafficked. She's not a hostage or anything like that.
Right.
Matter of fact, according to the picture, she seems happy. What do you think?
I mean, I think it takes all different types of individuals in all different types of relationships. I personally would not be in a relationship with an individual that's that much older than myself or even younger. It's just kind of gross to me. I don't. Ugh.
Yeah,
I think of what is it? The Adam Sandler movie, Big Daddy.
Oh,
Old balls.
yeah. It's old. It's old balls.
Old balls.
Yeah, that is. He's so old.
Ew.
Yeah, the professor. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
great one.
yeah.
How about you? What do you think?
How old is she? 24?
24, and he's 72.
I'm only 32, and I don't like being around 24-year-olds now.
Agreed.
So, what are you doing? And I hate Bill Belichick, too. I'm a Jets fan. He killed us all those years.
Hey,
I hate Bill Belichick.
settle down. You're one degree off Tom Brady here. Ease up. Ease up. You can hate Bill, just don't slide over to Tom.
And his forehead.
I'll take that forehead right now. So look, it obviously they're grown ups. It's their prerogative. They can do whatever they want. But you're not going to tell me that a 24-year-old girl walking down the street sees Bill Belichick and goes, "That guy right there, I want that on me right now."
If she is, what I'm concerned about is what therapy she might need for whatever, childhood trauma.
I mean,
she
it
has.
can't
It's not
be-
dad issues, which is not her fault. Abandonment is a real thing.
I'm just saying that it seems like maybe, she understands. She's making a what I would call a good gamble.
A strategic.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's a long play because Bill Belichick, he's probably going to live a little while.
Well, but it's still, but he's, he's still not 22.
Right.
So she's like, well, maybe in the next couple of years, I could,
you.
come out ahead here.
I assure you that there is paperwork in place so that, if and when, whether they divorce or he passes, she is very well provided for.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right. I mean, if I were Bill Belichick, I damn sure would.
If I was her, I damn well should. Like if I'm
Oh
going
no, I
that
mean,
route,
and that's what I'm saying. It seems like this
paperwork too.
could be semi of a business arrangement in a way, a manner of speaking. I'm not saying they ain't getting it in, probably are,
So gross.
but that's what I'm thinking is you just can't be like, I can't wait to get that.
Right.
And
And
maybe
maybe
it's
that's
like,
just the level of elitism we're not familiar with. It's all business transactions.
Well, but
It is.
look, this is right out in the open, and I'm not saying Bill Belichick's wrong, but I'm saying, look, if to your point, if you're 72, what do you have to talk about with a 24-year-old? You're not having. Listen, you're not waxing all the X's and O's of how you break down coaching a football game.
No.
You're not sitting here having conversations
You're not
about
reminiscing.
philosophy. They're not reminiscing. She probably doesn't understand a single reference you ever make.
She doesn't know what Kennedy you're talking about.
No, she doesn't know any Kennedy except maybe RFK. Possibly, probably not. To be honest.
Teaching her about the roll down windows like we were talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure he is teaching her about that. Ooh. Yeah, no, it's just weird to me, man.
It's weird.
Awkward.
All right. I guess that we need to get to some, I think,
This is the segment, not like the other. People do stupid shit, you say, oh brother. Hey, it's not a copy or a clone of any previous bit. But if you think so, hey, we don't give a shit. Yeah. Wackadoo in the news.
Yeah, I got a call from a producer who wants to do an album with me.
I bet.
Yeah, I just want y'all to know when you're making fun of me that that I just got signed by BMI Records, and so you'll be getting the album. Yeah, I'm doing an album with Jelly Roll.
Have you checked them?
Scammers in India set up a fake branch of the State Bank of India in the village of Shapora. They operated it for 10 days, tricking people into paying for jobs. 6 people were hired as employees after paying large sums. One borrowed $7,000 to secure his position, despite red flags like no real work to be done, missing employee ID cards, all of these things. They were still fooled. And for 10 days, the employees showed up to a nearly empty workplace with the branch manager instructing them to read about protocols online. Suspicion arose when the manager disappeared, and soon after, police, along with actual bank employees, arrived to expose it as a scam. Apparently, they weren't able to convince any bank customers to give them money, so that may be why the manager left. Sounds like a bad scam.
So somebody paid
For a job.
Paid for a job, and there was somebody that took out a $7,000
Loan to get that job.
Wow.
Make it make sense.
Yeah, well, I don't know why that makes sense. I guess maybe jobs are hard to come by, so maybe you pay to get that job.
Maybe. I'm surprised that they busted him in India. Like, go team.
Yeah, well, it is interesting. Nadine Hansen, she's a recruitment manager. She's set to get a payment after being ignored by her boss, Andrew Gilchrist, and being excluded from pay raises he gave to her colleagues. Gilchrist, who had recently taken over the business, ignored Hansen's morning hello greetings and undermined her at the office, leading her to resign. The employment judge, Sarah Davies, ruled that his actions were unreasonable, saying, "I find there was no reasonable or proper cause for deliberately ignoring her when she arrived at work, despite her greeting him 3 times. Hold on a minute now. Hold on a minute now. I don't know what country this is in, but are you kidding me? You're taking your boss to work for not saying hi to you? Where do you live?
Right.
What world are you in? My son needs to be there. That's crazy talk. What are you talking about? You're suing because the boss didn't.
Who has to talk to you?
I don't know. That's
Who
ridiculous.
has to have a relationship with you? Like, last time I checked, you go to work to
work.
work.
Yeah.
I'm not there to make friends, bro.
No, I'm not. All right. What is this?
I feel like there's more to that story, though.
There's got to be. Jerry Ray Woods, he was arrested after threatening Applebee's employees with a wooden baton while drunk. The incident occurred last Monday about 10:30 p.m. when employees spotted Woods, who had been banned from the restaurant in September, standing near his golf cart and yelling at staff, demanding to see Jimmy. I want to see Jimmy now.
His name's Woods, and he had a wooden.
Yes, and he had a baton. He went and got a baton, threatened the employees, led to his arrest. They never figured out who Jimmy was, but they did find out who Jail was. And then in Pittsburgh, detectives arrested David Smith. He was on the run for a year. They arrested him when he fell through the ceiling of a Pittsburgh home on Wednesday. Detectives were searching a woman's house who claimed she hadn't seen him. Look, I don't know where David is. I haven't seen him. I've told you 50 times. Look around. Take a look. Do you see that?
Take a look.
And then right out of the ceiling, here you go. Boom. The police checked a bedroom closet that led to an attic when suddenly his foot fell through. Then the ceiling gave way. He fell down and they laughed, pointed at him, said, "You're an idiot," and then arrested him and her for hiding him, right?
That reminds me of a couple body cam videos I watched yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was going on in those?
So one of them, a lady called because her boyfriend had whooped her and their daughter, or her daughter, and the police show up, and he's at the door, and he's like, there's no females here. There's no females here. And the lady literally crawls out of the window on the front of the trailer as a
Wow, that's crazy.
And then I was telling Bundy about another one. I think it was Bundy. It may have been you. I don't know. It's Wednesday.
Right.
But the police show up because of a domestic disturbance, and all they find is a woman outside screaming and like charging the cops and charging people outside and everything. And she's just screaming. It's so effing funny, Brandon. It's so effing funny, Brandon, isn't it? And there's nobody there. There was nobody that she'd gotten into a fight with. There was nobody, no nothing. It was wild.
She was like schizophrenic, maybe?
Maybe, but like.
Or maybe on some really good stuff.
Maybe,
yeah, she was in her own dimension.
Yeah, true story.
All right. Here you go. You're going to love this one. A New York City landlord has been hit with a $1,000 fine from the city over a fart.
What?
Yeah, John Crotty was hit with a fine from the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene after an inspector noticed a foul odor in the building he co-owns, an odor that resembled animal waste. Crotty wholeheartedly denied there was animal waste in his building and called the fine outrageous because it's simply a fart complaint. Crotty plans to fight the summons when he appears before the city next week. Yeah, this dude dusted one off on the inspector, and the dude was like, "Oh no, player, you gonna go to court over that? You're not going." My mouth was open and everything. What are you doing, man?
I'm surprised they're doing that in New York, though. I figured that might be something in like California, but like not New York.
New York. Yeah.
How can you distinguish the smell?
The smells. Right. Yeah. You know, I will say that we have a boxer, Rousey is her name, and it's an old dog. She's 9 now.
Still got Rousey. That's cool.
Yeah, she's still got her. Yeah, she's 9, and she's probably got, 2 or 3 years left. Boxers make it 10, 12 years tops. She's lived a very, very cush life for a boxer.
I bet.
But I'll tell you this, that, man, there's no place I've ever been with farts that stink worse than that dog.
Yeah.
And the bad thing is she'll just be laying by you. She'll never, her eyes don't move. She don't act like anything's happening. I'm like, bitch, I know you sniff everybody's pants. You smell what you're doing. And you're laying here hitting me with a heater in the mouth. I'm sitting here petting you and you're dropping a turd in my mouth. Why?
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, that's a big no for me, man. All right, a former teacher in West Richland, Washington, has been charged with unlawful imprisonment of a student.
What?
Yeah, Rosalinda Torres, a
Can't
teacher,
do that, Rosa.
not supposed to, at Leona Libby Middle School. Court documents say she locked her classroom door with a 14-year-old male student inside and forced him to pray with her for 90 minutes. Oh. You'd have been better off having sex with him.
True, Rosa. You're in so much trouble right now.
Getting that check.
Yeah, Torres emailed the mom of the student saying he'd been disrespectful to her and cheered when she said she wasn't feeling well and might have to miss the next day. The next day, the kid's mom was told her son did apologize, but she didn't believe it was sincere and thought he should do more. The next day, he stayed after class to apologize again. That's when she locked the door and said he couldn't leave until they prayed. He said, look, I'm not religious. Yeah. And she allegedly called him something to do with Satan in Spanish. And during the lockup, the student missed lunch and his 5th period class.
Oh, hell no.
Hell
no. I'm on my way.
Eventually, the vice principal unlocked the door and found her and the student inside. Now, she was put on administrative leave.
No shit.
Well, I hope so.
Thinks maybe she shouldn't be a teacher.
I would agree with that. Unfortunately, they're so starved for teachers in places that they're keeping people that put their hands on kids,
jobs back. It's a real challenging thing because I talk to a lot of teachers and the balance on the scale is sometimes hard because, we and I understand why that most schools got rid of corporal punishment. I do. But I'll tell you this, I got a lot of paddlings when I was a kid.
I was still 100%. In school whenever they did that.
Yeah.
I remember getting corporal punishment in like 2nd grade.
I got it my almost entire school career and
all the way up to senior year.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that I agree with corporal punishment, but I also don't think asshole kids should not have anything happen to them. You know what I mean?
I agree.
And there are some. You know there were when you were in school. Now, think about that. Then there was corporal punishment. Imagine none of that's there. They don't have any way to really check people, and kids can get out of control at times.
They can attack teachers. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a guy, I think he was 13, 14-year-old, big,
Oh, I
huge
saw
guy,
that.
autistic gentleman
Yeah.
who beat the tar out of a
Yeah.
teacher because she took his Nintendo Switch or something like that.
She took something, yeah.
Something like that. And he beat the living tar out of that woman.
Yeah, I think eventually it will all be virtual, but not right now, because after what happened during COVID, everybody's, you know, I mean, we took such a hit. I mean, people basically lost a school year.
We did.
Yeah, lost a school year.
Bless our teachers. Bless you teachers.
Oh, no, it's a
Y'all are
thankless
raising-
job.
It really is,
For
and
sure.
it's dangerous. And thank you all for
Service,
raising our
your
kids.
service.
Yeah.
Well, I do try to raise mine, but I appreciate their help in that for sure. In Japan, resignation agencies have become a big business. 1 in 6 workers admit to using the service to put in notice and quit their jobs.
Nice.
One agency out of Tokyo called Mormi, which translates into enough already, say they started offering proxy resignations about 2.5 years ago for people for whatever reason and can't do it themselves.
I love Japan.
They're interesting, aren't
They
they?
really are.
From for some prospective quitters, it's a natural reluctance. Others, it's because they've experienced harassment or violence.
Yep.
I do think Japan is an interesting place. I'd like to go there.
I would too. They are doing really cool stuff there like that. Like the niches that they find where to provide a service
Yeah.
is really cool. What they do with their infrastructure, how quickly they address, sinkholes and things like that is just, it's admirable. Like I don't know.
No, it's impressive what happens when you no longer have to mess with military and weapons, isn't it?
I guess we'll never get there, Patrick.
Yeah.
No, we did that to them. Remember? I mean, they participated. Don't get me twisted. I mean, they participated. They started it. We just finished it. Okay.
All those videos you see of Japan living in 2030 or 3050 or whatever, that probably will not happen here.
No.
Thinking.
All right. Let's see. A new lawsuit in Michigan alleges that Liam West Campow was locked up in Wayne County Jail 6 days longer than he should have been because the jail staff couldn't find him. The facility had its grand opening in September, but there have been problems like staffing shortages, prolonged lockdowns, mechanical failures. County officials call reports of the problem overblown, but he begs to differ. He was arrested on a parole violation October 5th. On October 8th, that's 3 days later, if you're doing the math, a court ordered his release. Instead, he was held without access to a phone until October 12th, when he was processed again. The man's mom tried to call the jail to locate her son, but was reportedly told he couldn't be located or identified because the computer was offline. However, when the company called the jail, his mother went to a private company. They allegedly told the private company they couldn't install tethers in jail. I'm not sure what that exactly means. But anyway, they filed a lawsuit, and I would too. If you owe me in jail that much longer, come on, man.
Yeah.
Stop that. That's bullshit.
I made the mistake of getting picked up on a 3-day holiday weekend.
Oh, yeah?
It was like President's Day Monday or something. And yeah, I was pissed just about that. So I can't imagine.
What did you do, if I may ask, to get
I
picked up?
can't remember what it was.
You remember what it was.
Probably 19 or 20. I think it was a public intox.
Okay.
Walking
You were
down
just
the road,
silly.
bro.
Just did something silly and stupid. And so you ended up 3 days in?
Yeah. We got picked up on Friday night. Got pumped. We even gave my breakfast away Monday morning, because I thought I was about to get out of here.
Out.
Yep. And
Did you regret that?
yeah, I did regret that very much.
Yeah, I bet you did. All right, let's do something different here.
Hi, found you. What? I didn't know you were gay.
I'm not.
Hold on.
Grinder.
No, that one happened before. Hold on.
Hi,
No.
found you. What?
All right, we're done with it then. All right, check this out. This is what did you have something you were showing me?
Oh no, I was just going to show you what a tether is in regard
what is
to
that?
jail. So
Thank you.
tether consists of a variety of electronic devices that can be used for providing more intensive monitoring of
A tracking
juveniles,
system.
as well as for alternative sanctions. So basically, it's like The ankle monitor.
I was about to say, do they wear like a
It's
bracelet
freaking
or?
ankle monitor.
Okay, yeah. So it's just so they can keep track of you.
Tether. It's a freaking ankle monitor.
Okay, all right. Yeah, a little couple of messages here. Kevin said, "What up, peeps? K Bird in the house. What's up, K Bird?
Okay,
How
bird.
you been, bro?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with you, man? Good to see you, man. Let's see. Good morning, at Coda Ballard. I don't know. Oh, he's talking to someone online here. My parents never signed for them to spank us at school, but Patrick, you know how close my mom was from the school. She would be there in 2 minutes, and we were more scared of that. That's Crystal.
True.
Yeah, I can imagine that. No, I remember until fourth grade, my parents didn't allow the school to whip me either.
Really?
And then, yeah, no. And then in fourth grade, I got in trouble. And this, the teacher, Miss Mitchell, she was a battle axe, is how I would describe her. She was very elderly and very miserable and hated her life and being there. Hated kids, including me especially, because I was a big mouth. And so I got in trouble. And so she had me stand by the water fountain with my nose against the wall all day during recess,
Mm.
Yeah.
and I was going to have to do it all week long, which is pretty embarrassing as a kid, to be honest. And that's the point of it, right?
It's to humiliate you.
So, so I go home. I tell my mom. Well, she sends a note back with me saying, I think he's done enough.
Yeah.
Well, I just went to the playground. I didn't take
You
the
didn't
note.
take the note. I like your style.
No. I just said I got the note. It's right here.
Yeah.
This is my get out of jail free card.
If
I'm going to the
needs me.
playground. Yeah. And she caught up with me, grabbed me by the ear, took me inside, and I said, I got a note here. She said, I don't care if you have a note from Jesus.
Oh wow.
And I said, she said, you're going to get licks. And I said, no, I'm not.
Mm.
And she said, why is that? I said, because my daddy said I ain't got to. They called my daddy.
Yeah.
He came up there and watched him give me licks after he signed the permission slip.
Oh,
Then I
snap.
got my ass beat at home again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, not a banner day for Patrick. I'll tell you that. Yeah. But that was a pattern I lived in for a good period of time because of this mouth.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to control these gifts you're given, if you will. I
Man.
don't know if that's fair, but
I don't know if it's fair either. I mean, like I am a talented individual with passive aggressive. Like I got a black belt. I can
Oh, no,
make doubt your own existence.
I will verbal jujitsu your ass.
100%.
That's what I was
but
trying to tell
supposed
Matt,
to be an
my
adult?
Bigfoot hunter. He was
Ugh.
like, I can handle angry Patrick. No, you can't.
Yeah.
No, you can't. Trust me, you cannot. You do not want to. When I release that, it's different.
Yeah.
All right, check this out. This is, I think everybody's going to be interested in this. This is, I saw this last night and I was like, wow, go figure this is happening. A new study led by the U.S. Geological Survey found a large amount of lithium reserves in southwest Arkansas
I saw that.
Yep.
that
Saw
can
that.
help meet rising demand for lithium in electric vehicle car batteries.
Mm.
USGS worked with Arkansas Department of Energy. They examined a geological unit known as the Smackover Foundation. That was my college nickname. To determine the amount of lithium in brines that are co-produced during oil and gas exploration. The study estimates there are between 5 million and 19 million tons. I say
Wow.
tons
Tons.
of lithium present in the formation. While that estimate was the amount of lithium in place and didn't assess how much is technically recoverable, if the reserves can be recovered, the low estimates of 5 million tons would be enough to meet the world's projected 2030 demand for lithium batteries in electric vehicles 9 times over. So there's plenty of lithium. Now,
So cool in Arkansas.
well, it could change the game.
It really
I mean,
could.
if you think about South Arkansas particularly, but Arkansas in general, we are not exactly a wealthy state.
We are not.
And to have something like that could be a significant economic boom.
Mhm.
Be a game changer, especially if
sure.
the monies are handled responsibly.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I think typically we have a surplus here. We do a pretty good job of managing government money here for the most part, I think. This is a really interesting thing because I'm torn with this. I'm excited for the possibility of what it could do for Arkansas.
Right.
I'm excited about how much it could benefit people around them.
Yeah.
I'm not excited about electric cars.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I just think it's a razzmatazz.
Yeah.
I just think it's, if anybody can tell me, you message me, you call me, you whatever, okay? You tell me what improvement it's made in any possible way.
I'd like to know that too.
Because you haven't reduced your need for fossil fuel.
Right.
You're not doing that because you have to make electricity.
Yeah.
It cannot be made any other way, to my knowledge. At this
Right.
point in time, we do not know another way to manufacture it. So whether you manufacture it in the car itself or at the plant, you're still using fossil fuels.
Yeah.
Right.
Somewhere or another.
Right. And then the problem, that the really big problem I have with all this is, if you look historically at the world, but at our nation in particular, we slow walk new technology into existence, right?
Right.
I mean, you look at computers, you look at this, you look at that, and it slowly works through as the market wants it to work through, because
Right.
it makes sense. Supply meets demand.
Right.
Okay. Now you've rammed this in and said, this is what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the big problem is supply hasn't met demand.
No.
Demand is not high for electric cars. Now you see more of them out there now, but it's not high. And here's the big challenge. What do we do after? We still don't know that because we haven't been here doing it long enough.
Right.
In California right now, the only solution they found to these end-of-life solar panels is to bury them.
Yay.
Hold on a minute.
WTF.
Hold on. Aren't we trying to save the planet and you put less damage on
In
it?
California.
And do you really need to make the land any heavier there? It's already about to break off.
Yeah. It's going to be its own
Y'all are
island before long.
bouncing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, I'm very excited for the economic possibilities this could present. I really felt like when the weed thing started rolling out across states, we should have been one of the first to adopt it because
100.
Right.
because of our position with the port and our position centrally in the United States. I felt like
We've got
we could have been a huge distributor.
We've got great climate too.
We got everything.
In our soil. We're
Farmers,
so effing perfect for this.
farmers.
Why are we still
Yeah.
dicks about it?
Yeah.
Well, they had something, I don't know what it was. Anytime marijuana comes to the ballot, it'll get kicked off at least 2 times before it ever makes.
Yeah, if y'all aren't paying attention, it's already been kicked off.
What was that one for?
I don't even know. I voted for it.
You just voted for it's 4 weeds, so I'm in. Yeah. Let's go. Do you think, though, you see a lot of people talking about the difference in weed now and then. Do you think there's a more danger affiliated with smoking weed than there was, say, 20, 30 years ago?
I think so, in the sense of, just a lot of professionals come out and talk about, especially like minors using, from 14 to 18, your brain's in that growth process, and it can be, especially like daily habitual use could be detrimental.
But that's not really different than they were using it back then either.
Right. True.
So it's just because it's more potent.
Yeah, I think maybe just the higher THC content.
Yeah.
Is what makes it, a bad thing for that growing prefrontal cortex.
But I still, with all the weed that's being sold and all the weed that's being smoked out there, I'm still seeing pretty much the same thing. It's not like fentanyl where people are just
killing over. Yeah, for sure.
Right. Well, and I heard something, and I promise you, I haven't heard a lick of like actual truth to it, but like there was some rumor out there that there's weed with fentanyl on it. Have any of y'all seen that?
Oh, well, I mean, if you saw it, it'd be too late if you saw it.
That's true. Like, or seen reports of that.
I have seen reports of that.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's they're putting razor blades in candy.
Exactly.
I don't understand the angle.
I don't.
Of the fentanyl on the weed.
I mean, the only reason it might accidentally, if you're transporting it together, it could somehow spill on it, but there'd be no reason to put it in the weed. I mean, it doesn't make sense to do. I'm not saying it has never happened. I'm saying it doesn't make sense. Look, if I'm a drug dealer, okay, the last thing I want to do is waste my profit putting it on the weed.
Clientele.
Yeah, I mean, and there you go. You don't want to kill your buyer.
Yeah.
It's not a good look.
I think what's more concerning today than back in the day is the opiates, the fentanyl, the things like that. I think that the cannabis today is probably cleaner. There is a higher THC count, But as far as if I'm gonna, you know,
Well, if I'm picking one, I'm damn sure picking the weed.
The weed.
Yeah.
Like,
No, because the worst the weed does is make me second guess whether I really want to do an extra effort today.
Right.
You know, because sometimes you think, well, I was going to do that, now I'm not.
Yeah.
But you know, I probably needed the rest anyway, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I agree with you that it is the fentanyl or the, you know, look.
opiates are killing our people.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of all kinds of music. I love rock.
Agreed.
I love, you know, hip hop. I love all kinds of things. But in rap, which I do like, you know, I'm not going to lie. They talk a lot about lean and perkies and popping pills all the time, you know.
It's pretty bad.
And I don't, you know, that's a bad look. You know, I wish that were not what they were talking about.
And I agree with that very much. Last year, my son was in ALE, alternative learning environment. And everybody around him was trying to sell him perks, was talking about perks, all of his stuff, and coming to the class or whatever, you know, screwed up on these things. And that is just so terrifying to me.
Well, it is. I mean, I never really, when I did do things, I wanted to get up. I wanted to have a good time. I was ready to, I wanted to go to the club. I want to dance. I want to party. I want to have sex. I mean, these are the things that I want to do. The last thing I want to do is go lay down and take a nap.
No, what's the point? What am
I'm like,
getting out of that?
Yeah, I've never understood. I'm certain somebody understands this. I mean, I get that sometimes it starts with pain mitigation.
Yes.
You know, if you have my friend Aaron Redden, my co-host, our friend, he has some things medically going on that require pain management, and he has to take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Much like, you know, someone who has a debilitating disease, which he does, might have to take certain things. I take the lowest dose of chemotherapy every week because I have a brutal form of arthritis. So I take 10 methotrexate every week at one time. Boom.
Right.
You know, and usually I call that lunch.
Yeah.
Got a full tummy. But it's not fun for a couple days. I feel pretty run down after that. But I'm not bitching. I'm saying I have to take it. So I understand that.
Yeah.
But if you're taking recreationally, are you not getting enough sleep?
Right.
What is the problem? Why do you want to go to sleepy?
I'm an individual in recovery, and I did drugs for a very, very long time. I even went to the penitentiary for it. And
but you did the good ones.
I did do the good ones.
I'm sorry, that's wrong. There's no good ones.
But I was never one that enjoyed that stuff. You know, I was never a fan of pain pills or opiates. I tried Dilaudid, didn't like it. Tried heroin, didn't like it. Tried it twice just to make sure.
Just to make sure.
I'm a good drug addict. I've got to make sure, okay? But like, I liked uppers. I was FOMO. FOMO drove my drug addiction.
That's so funny. You say my wife says the same thing about me because I will, not drug addiction, but I will stay up and I'll be in there watching, you know, whatever with her and Tyler. We're just hanging out. And next thing you know, I look like this. I'll start falling like this. Yeah. And she's like, would you just go to bed? Your FOMO, just go to bed.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm not tired yet. Yeah. I'm not ready to go to bed yet. You fell asleep. Yeah, I have bad FOMO.
I kind of had a little bit of last night, especially watching that last body cam video. I was like, I could finish watching this or I could take a shower and go to bed because I got to get up at 4:30.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it is early, you know. No doubt about it, man. I just never could. I don't know. Maybe somebody understands why why you want to do that. You know, and I guess
at some point it's
maybe you're not always asleep. I guess you wake up at some point, kind of. I don't know. I mean, you see people in the videos that just look like they went in slow mo. Yeah. Oh, like they just ran out of battery.
Like a gas station or convenience store, or whatever. Yeah. And like they're recording these people that are falling out behind the camera.
Yeah.
Bless your heart, baby. Please get help. You do not have to live life
right.
Like that.
No, you do.
Weed.
Smoke some weed or something.
Take mushrooms, whatever. Just get off that shit. It's going to kill you.
No, it will kill you. It's just not going to do anything but kill you.
Slowly and
probably slowly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before, not before it takes away everything you care about.
Everything you care about. And if you think you're not hurting anybody, you're so wrong.
Yeah, it's tough, man. And listen, I'm not beating up anyone who has a problem. But yeah, long term, it's not the right way to go. It'd be better if you could do something different and better your hand. Don't think that you can't better your hand.
Absolutely.
Look, Robert Downey Jr., who's Iron Man,
Yeah.
10 years
He
before
did.
was blowing people in alleys for crack.
Yeah.
That's
Story.
not a joke.
Right.
That is
Not.
legit.
Yeah.
Like he went 2, 3, 4 years as a straight crackhead,
Yeah.
living on the streets.
Yeah.
And his wife, Susan, who's a producer, somehow they met, and he credits her highly with getting him sober and back on track. But he
Beautiful.
readily admits that he was in very bad places,
Absolutely.
So if you can go from that,
Yeah.
you can go from, humming for a tenner in an alley
Yeah.
to making 50 mil as Iron Man,
Right.
I'd say there's hope for anybody out there.
Yeah, and that's the
part of-
first thing is believing you can do it. Believing
Be-
that's
believing
possible.
there's something
Believing in
better.
Or
yourself.
believing, trusting that somebody else, because that's one of the things they talk about is like that relating to another individual that's
Yeah.
been through it. If you can believe that somebody else, especially like there's an individual right now that I used to do a lot with back in the day, and they were known for who they were as far as like
Right.
they
They were the get it person.
Bro, they were so bad, and they are currently. I'm not going to break their anonymity, but they are currently over 2 years sober and are a beautiful example of this shit can work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This shit
Yeah.
can work.
Well, look, I'll just mirror that. I know sometimes when you're sitting, because I've sat on that side of addiction.
Yeah.
I've been on that side where you've screwed a bunch of things up. Life's got upside down. Everybody seems mad at you. Everything seems ruined. And maybe what's the point? But I swear to God,
worth it.
God, it is worth it when you get to the other side.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is true, but I'll read the comment from K-Bird. He said Tom Petty died from fentanyl weed. I've not heard that. I'm not saying that's wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
Were you with him, by the way?
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Did you try the weed?
Yeah. How was it?
Apologies.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong. I don't know if that is what happened, but if it is, wow.
Wow.
That's crazy. Maybe they sprinkled it on. Far be it for me to believe that something that we used to do is still being done.
Yeah.
Except we sprinkled the other kind on it
Yeah.
because again we were trying to get up, not down. They called that primo back then. Stop getting excited. Stop it.
I'm just y'all, I've lived through some shit. I can't believe I'm alive sitting here,
Hey, congrats on your recovery, by the way. That's awesome. How long have you been in recovery?
In January 15th, 2017 is my most current and hopefully my last sobriety date. The first time I ever got sober was April 28th of 2009. And that's when the state of Arkansas was like, yeah, sis, you suck with doing this, and
This
this.
is ordered now.
Yeah, no, it absolutely was. My kid was taken away from me December 8th, 2008. And this is addiction. I mean, I did not go to treatment until April 28th of 2009. And it was solely because I was like, oh, I guess I need to go do this so that I look like I care.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. I love my son. And but it was so clouded by.
Right.
Oh no, addiction changes everything.
It does. I honestly didn't know that anything that I was doing was really that wrong.
Right.
It just was what I knew. From 17 years old, it's all I'd known.
Let me tell you something what people who are addicted become are absolute masters of self-justification and rationalization.
100%. So
I mean,
That's all you
can
spend your time doing
you
all
can
day.
shift blame like nobody's business, and you can sound good doing it
Ooh.
because you rehearse it in your own head so much.
I had a friend ready to testify on my behalf that, if you had a husband like she did, you would be staying up for 3 days. I was like,
Right.
"Boo, don't do that.
No, it's just not going to help me.
You're not helping."
No,
Love you, Captain Buzzkill.
but I appreciate your vulnerability and saying, hey, I lost custody of my kid in this time. And the reason I appreciate that is because it does demonstrate that there is a path back. And I know Amanda, I know her path wasn't an easy path back. It took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of commitment. It took probably a lot of support and friends, and mainly just a lot of intestinal fortitude. But here you are.
Well, and it's something we were talking about earlier too, and it's something that I love that you mentioned about Iron Man too. About the alley or whatever. It takes authenticity. It takes vulnerability. It takes effort. I don't care if you know X, Y, and Z. I don't
Yeah.
care if you know about the.
No,
all that shit
you
up.
can't hide anymore. You can't hide anymore.
And it's that kind of stuff that helps another individual
Yeah.
go, oh, you mean I'm not a completely morally bankrupt individual? I'm not
Yeah,
a complete piece of
1000%.
shit. I'm just sick.
Yeah, you just have an addiction, a problem,
Yeah,
like
it's a disease.
many people do. So there is another side. Hey,
I wouldn't be here.
by the way, if you are dealing with a family law matter, you want an attorney who understands, you want an attorney who is a pit bull and can help you with custody or divorce, things of that nature, because when the chips are down like that, I'm going to be honest, you're emotionally beat down, you're emotionally exhausted. It's real easy to pick someone who's not going to fight the right way for you. Bonnie Robertson and the attorneys at Robertson, Oswalt, and Noni will do that. They've been doing it for a long time. Bonnie was my attorney 2 times, and she is amazing. She will be in studio tomorrow talking about her new book and what they do. But if you're dealing with that, give Bonnie and the folks over at Robertson, Oswalt, and Noni a call, 866-311-3815, 866-311-3815. We'll have her in studio tomorrow, and we'll probably take some questions because that is a subject that a lot of people may have questions about, because there's a lot that goes on with that.
I hate to miss that. I hate to miss that.
I know. Well, you'll just have to tune in.
Yeah. Well, I can. I'll be at Visitor's Day. It'll be a little weird for me.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I understand. That's right.
Hold on, guys.
Hold on. Patrick's talking. We're just going to put this on instead.
Yeah.
Hey, also, if you vape, or maybe, as we were talking about earlier, you're a connoisseur of the jazz lettuce.
Yeah.
And you want some dope glassware, cool pipes, things like that, go to Crazy J's in Conway. They've got 2 locations. Hit up one of them. Don't go to these crappy gas stations, places that don't have good vape flavors or, good glassware. Go to Crazy J's, 2625 Donaghy in Conway, Suite 110. They are awesome. I love Jay. And I think he's going to be on, him or somebody from the store going to be on the show here in the next couple of days too.
Very cool.
So that is cool. Let's do something different here.
Life hack. Bullhorn fart amplifier.
Give me that bullhorn.
Hey!
Here you go.
Yeah, I don't want it back now.
Patrick and the people.
All right. So have you ever been to Disney World?
I have.
You have. Did you enjoy that time?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you did. Okay. All right. How about yourself?
Nope.
Never been.
Nope.
I'll tell you this. As an adult, it could be fun depending. There are some things that are cool. But for kids, man, it's a big dream to go to Disney World, right?
Yeah.
And it used to be, I think, a pretty attainable goal for most people. This week, those wanting to skip the lines for premier attractions at Disney resorts in the U.S. will now be able to do so.
How much?
Yeah, no, there's a price here. Disney announced on Wednesday the launch of a pilot program. It's called Lightning Lane Premier Pass. Now, this one's for Disneyland in Anaheim and Disney World in Orlando. And those willing to pay on top of the entry ticket price will be able to experience more attractions without waiting in the longer lines. Now, this is a little better than even the Fast Pass was. But it's the Lightning Lane, and it says the very limited quantity passes will allow guests one entry to each attraction throughout the day in one theme park without having to book arrival times. Because now, when you go, you kind of have to book out a time. Okay,
kind of like we do at the movie theaters, maybe.
kind of, sort of, yeah. You just line them all up on a little thing.
How does that even work?
Well, you just go at that time,
They're
but
smart.
right. So guests will be able to purchase the pass up to 2 days in advance of their visit, and the pass $400 per person per day over and above the original ticket price.
Wow.
Oh my god.
$400 plus the
Per person.
I think yes
Per
per person
person.
plus the I think it's like $100 or so. Well, hold on, let's see. $129 to $199 a person just to go in general,
Bless your heart.
and then $400 on top of that,
That's
and that's
bad.
not counting food,
Food.
souvenirs.
Souvenirs.
Yeah, I mean that's $2,000 for a family of 4 just to walk in the
Bad.
gate and maybe have a snack.
Nah, fuck that.
That is crazy, isn't it?
Dude, I'll tell you how we went to Disney World. My stepdad, we had to sit through like a 6-hour
Timeshare. Yeah.
As a little kid, that was horrible. I was like, what are we doing?
That was horrible for you.
But yeah, he worked for Verco, a factory in Conway that makes school furniture.
Yeah.
Was in Florida working for the summer, and we drove down there, and we got whatever the version was of the Fast Pass.
Yeah.
Then, where we got to skip the line. So what's the differentiator in the
I don't really know.
lane?
Yes.
I don't.
Seriously.
I don't know. I guess you go right to the front. I'm not sure.
I mean, what is the limited quantity?
I don't know. I mean, how limited is it? I guess I don't know. Maybe if
whoever can afford it.
maybe if you weren't doing remakes of Star Wars that suck balls, you could afford to have reasonable humans come to your park. I mean, I'm not going to drop $2,000 just to show up and be there for one day.
One day.
You can't even.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, you can't even see it in one day.
No,
really.
That's something that blew my mind as a kid.
Yeah,
how big
we
it was.
elected to go to Epcot and Universal instead.
Universal's
of Disney.
cool.
My grandmother was like, "Hey, we can go just do Disney,
Right.
or we can go do Epcot and
Universal.
I was like, two parks.
Yeah. Let's
I'm
do
going
that.
to-
Well, I'm not a Magic King. When I did go, the Magic Kingdom I didn't care about because I'm not a girl. No disrespect, but
That's the only one.
I shouldn't even say that. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of castles and all that.
Right.
Not either.
Cinderella. So the Magic Kingdom part doesn't appeal to me as much as the Epcot part does.
Do you
The Epcot
know?
part was more interesting.
Do you know who is a Disney princess now?
Who's that?
Vin Diesel.
A xenomorph.
Who?
A xenomorph.
What are you talking about?
No, because Disney owns like Alien now or something.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
They don't? I swear I saw that.
No, they don't.
I'm Googling this.
No, they don't. They cannot ruin that.
Yeah.
They've ruined enough of my childhood. I cannot have this. Somebody dies. If Disney owns Aliens, the franchise, somebody dies today.
Yeah.
When I leave the studio, somebody dies.
Well, y'all better hope my internet doesn't
Yeah.
load up here.
Don't
I
let it
swear
be
it's-
true.
Yes, Disney owns the Alien
No.
franchise through 20th Century Studios.
God
They
damn
own
it.
everything.
In
They own everything.
2025,
I'm
Disney
sick of
Plus
Disney.
FX on Hulu will
God,
simultaneously
they've ruined
release-
everything. They ruined Indiana Jones. They ruined Star Wars. Now they're going to ruin Aliens. Matter of fact, we talked about this earlier. The new Alien Romulus sucks balls.
I haven't watched it.
Man.
Oh, good.
Well, we agree that it is definitely like a Kevin Smith version of Alien because it's just an effing reboot.
It's a reboot with a
Redid the
twist
movie with
ending
more
that
diverse.
sucks so much I can't explain.
So awful. It was so.
It's the worst twist ending I've ever seen in my whole life. It made me angry when I turned the TV. I was like, I'm literally angry about this now.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But it was that. I mean, like,
So man.
it's terrible.
It is.
It's a straight remake. It's like the last Star Wars. It was a straight remake.
Agreed.
Straight, and not even a better one.
No.
Yeah, that seems to be the strategy with all these movies.
Yeah,
We're just
well,
gonna
we'll just
remake the
redo,
whole
we'll
shit.
make it with
We'll put
different
the
characters.
asses in the seats. People
Yeah.
will come and see it.
Yeah, no, they Disneyed it, and now they're going to ruin Aliens
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
So
Maybe that's why Romulus sucks so bad.
I'm sure it's got to be.
Disney
It makes
was in
sense.
charge of that.
No, it actually makes sense that it sucks that bad because Disney got it.
Maybe
You're
they're-
right.
Maybe they're prepping us to be taken over by like AI and Skynet and everything because this was that one, one of those movies where the droid was like initially,
Right.
we must leave, we must go. If they had listened to the droid,
Yeah,
it would
no,
have been a 5-minute movie.
no. There were many things about the movie where I watched that. When are you stupid? Why are you doing that? Look, Alien, the first one, was really good, and it broke a lot of ground, but it's a slow burn. It's a suspense movie versus a regular traditional horror movie. Yeah,
It's time. I mean, it was.
Oh no, it was brilliant. It was amazing. It was a world that was created, but James Cameron in Aliens, much like in T2, he took something that was created and took it out into a universe that was bigger, better, badder ass. And Aliens, still to this day, for my money, is one of the greatest action movies and greatest movies ever made.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver nominated for an Oscar for that role.
Sigourney Weaver.
And I'm not just a huge Sigourney fan in general, but in that,
That
yes.
that and Ghostbusters, I can't
Yes,
lie.
Ghostbusters too. Yeah, I do. She was good in Ghostbusters. I'm not going to lie. The first one, yeah. I did see somebody the other day saying that only Zool. That the reason the new Ghostbusters, the one before, didn't work is because of misogyny, because it the all girls one.
The women crew.
Yeah. Do you feel that that's the case?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't
I
think.
thought it was funny.
Did you?
But, I mean, I thought it was funny, but it wasn't Ghostbusters to me.
Right.
I don't think
There's
that's
a little bit of an edge to Ghostbusters for me.
Yeah.
The original two.
that. And again, this lines up with my theory that I have yet to see. And please correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone, tell me one example of where I'm wrong. A remade '80s movie that's better than that version was. Don't tell me Total Recall because that's crap.
That was awful.
Don't tell me any Star Wars. Don't tell me any Aliens, recent Romulus.
Can't do anything.
I mean, you tell me anything that was remade. Look, there was something about the campy '80s
Yes.
that was so weird and wild and new.
Ridiculous. Yeah. No, I
And
loved it.
Arnold, as bad of an actor as Arnold is, he's a great actor.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a great action actor, you know, and there was just a spirit about it that somehow gets sucked out of the new stuff. The soul gets sucked out of it. I don't know. Maybe it takes itself too seriously.
We did take a movie recommendation from you. We watched The Terrifier.
Oh, the first one?
Yeah, the first one, and it had kind of that '80s.
It does have an '80s feel.
Yeah,
Now, I have not watched the second two. They say they progressively get super gory.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm in.
That first one was pretty gory.
It was pretty gory, but that's why when they said the second one was way worse, I was like, maybe I don't need any more.
Right,
You know, I got the surprise on the first one. I enjoyed it. It was a good ride, but I tried to watch it, you know, probably 3 or 4 times when Saul's would come out. I'd try on DVD to watch it, and I'd get 10, 15 minutes in and be like, I'm out. I'm done. I don't need to see this today.
I've seen the first Saw. I've never seen one after that. I think there's like 10.
There's a lot of them.
10, I think there is 10. I think I've maybe have seen up to the third one. Is the third one where like there was a repeat character from Saw 2?
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know.
Anyways,
I don't know. All right. So I'm going to give Jay this, Jay Sorsby. He said, not a movie, but Charlie's Angels. Okay, I'm going to give you that. That you took a series, a TV show,
Right.
made a movie. That first Charlie's Angel movie was pretty fun. I'll give that. I was all right with that. You know, it wasn't horrible.
Diaz.
Cameron Diaz, Drew
Barrymore.
and Lucy Liu.
And by the way, Drew Barrymore has the worst talk show I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ, who watches that? I love her too, but man,
Talk show's not his.
she is a weird chick, man.
Well, and who the F are you now? Like Drew. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't even get this chick. She is so weird, man.
No, it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. She's so inauthentic.
No, Patrick, Dune, whatever version today is not better than the original Dune. I can promise you that.
I mean, they're graphics.
They're
made
graphically
better.
better.
It's a good movie, but there is something, especially about going to theaters.
First of all-
I can't go to theaters for
First
a
of all, the
3 hour
original
movie.
Dune was too long.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see Sting and all his abs out, to be honest with you. I mean, not my bag, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, but I'll give that. It says, oh my God, the remake of Roadhouse was ridiculous. Not in a good way.
Haven't even.
No, I got
seen
halfway
it.
through it.
I like Jake
Haven't even
Gyllenhaal.
seen it. And I'd love to see the fight scenes.
I love
maybe.
Conor
Haven't
McGregor.
seen it.
Yeah.
I love him. And his role in it, he was fun as, you know, he was.
Himself,
But it's not as good.
There's
It's
no
not even close.
way that touches the original Roadhouse.
Oh,
That is
come on.
blasphemy.
Come
like Patrick Swayze is, and the other one.
You talking about
I can't think of his
Sam
name.
Elliott?
Yeah, Sam Elliott.
Yeah,
Sam
yeah.
Elliott. Oh, what a sexy man.
Sam Elliott? Man, he's got that voice, doesn't he?
Ooh wee.
He was great in
He
Tombstone.
was so fun.
You like Tombstone? Have you ever seen it?
I have seen it.
Yeah, I love that.
Sam
Best
Elliott's still
Western.
alive?
I don't know. Okay, this is a hard call. This is a hard call here. Patrick said Star Trek. Okay, I might agree with that because not the show though. It's not better than the original series,
Right.
but it is better than the original Star Trek movies because the original Star Trek movies were mostly kind of boring in a lot of ways. The new ones with Chris Pine are dope as hell. So I'll give it. It's not better than the show though. You'll never beat the OG Captain Kirk,
No.
Mr. Spock. You're not.
No.
I don't care who you got.
No,
You-
but the Star Trek movies are good.
no, they're
The
fine.
most recent one I wasn't a super fan of, but the,
The
first
new
one,
the new ones with
well, no,
yeah.
there's like 3 of them. And the
Yeah, I
third
like
one
'em.
I thought was they just did too much in it. They
I
just
can see.
did
I
too
can
much.
see why you feel that
But
way.
The first and second one.
Yeah, they were really
yeah.
good. No, I really did like those a lot. So, I'm not sure if that's 80s, but I guess the movies
Maybe.
the first one may have come out in the 80s.
Googling
Yeah,
it.
look Star Trek, the motion picture. See what year that came out. I'm hoping it's 79 so that I can stay unscathed here. But it probably isn't. It's probably like 80 something, I bet.
A
Movies
good one.
in order.
Yeah, Star Trek, the motion picture.
Come on, effer. 1979.
Oh, yeah, I'm unscathed, baby.
79.
Thank you.
And
Unscathed.
then-
That's not an 80s movie. Sorry.
Well, the second one, Wrath of Khan.
That is a good one there.
82, and Search for Spock was 84.
Yeah, Wrath of Khan was fun. I mean, Ricardo Montalban, the guy who played Khan, he really got into that character. So yeah, that was a good one there. That was a good one.
They remade in the 80s, one we talked about the other day, The Fly.
Oh yeah. And you know what else? The Thing.
Oh yeah, The Thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man! If you hadn't seen The Thing, that's a dope ass movie.
Are you, the original, or are you talking about the remake?
No, I'm not talking about the James Arness Gunsmoke guy
Yeah.
version. I'm talking about Kurt Russell.
Yeah, Kurt Russell. That was,
That's all right. She got excited, didn't she?
I did.
Kurt Russell was dope in that movie, man. I don't care, man. That's a good. It had Wilford Brimley in it, the oatmeal dude.
Yeah.
Before he was the oatmeal dude.
Yeah.
It had actually a great cast, and it's a really wacky, weird, crazy sci-fi story.
Good. It was
It is, man. It was one of those that kept you guessing the whole time, man.
Did. The second one, the remake or whatever, I was like, well, I know how this
I'm
ends.
trying to remember what. Oh,
There's a
McReady.
pregnant lady in
That's his
this
name, McReady.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think Chives is the other. Well, anyway, I don't want to give the story away if you hadn't seen it. It's only 40 years old. Spoiler alert here.
We
These
old.
shows here
Yes.
just keep getting better.
Yeah, very.
Now, exactly how much pot did you smoke?
Patrick. And the people. None yet. None yet. Never before the show, I'll tell you that much. All right, so let me bring this up because I had a couple questions I wanted to throw at y'all today.
Yeah, what you got?
Okay. So I was asking this of people yesterday. What is something you would say, and I'll start with you, Bundy, something you're very good at, really good at, but nobody knows?
I said playing pool yesterday.
Yeah, no, that was yesterday. What's another one?
Okay, let me.
There's got to be one more for you.
Oh, man, I guess I'll just say electrical. I guess people know that.
You have an electric
don't
company,
know.
man. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
something
right,
I
I'm going
don't
to let
know.
you stew
Okay,
on it in a minute.
let me
I
think.
ambushed you. What's something you're really good at people wouldn't know about?
Man, I don't know. I was sitting over here trying to think of something. Honestly, dancing maybe? No, people know that. Sorry, I had a career in that. Reading people.
Reading people?
Yeah,
Okay.
honestly. So, I mean, I feel like I have a natural inclination to it already, but I have my degree is in anthropology, and that I've had this way of just observing and reading and kind of, I don't know, knowing a situation better than probably people think I do.
Now, let me ask you, and I'm being a little nosy, and I don't mean to be, but I do. But were either of your parents addicts?
Yeah, my father was an alcoholic.
Okay.
He left, I think, around 2. I don't.
Okay. So it was early on.
Yeah, but he died of the disease in September 11th, 95.
So he wasn't an active participant in your
Not
life.
at all, not at
Okay.
all. My brother was also, had the disease. My grandfather, I found out after being sober a few years that my grandfather had a drinking problem. My grandmother said
Yeah.
something about it, and he died when my mother was 5 in his sleep. So, I mean, it's within my family.
Yeah.
Just not.
See, I know that from being a kid, for myself, that when you have a toxic family, let's say it like that, when you have toxicity, someone who's been an alcoholic, you have a lot of domestic violence, things like that. You do learn to read people.
Yeah.
You learn to see and hear things that other people might not hear and see because
You have to.
survival.
Yeah.
To
You
be
pick up
honest,
on
survival.
No, it's
Release
100%.
I mean that's really what it is. You're trying to figure out how do I stay under the radar and out of trouble.
Yep.
Exactly.
And so you start to learn, you start to look at the most subtle change
Yep.
in an expression.
Yep.
you know, and the subtle change in a body language where you know, okay, I need to do this in order to get out of this.
appease,
you know,
No, that was my entire existence growing up, and it's I've had to do a lot of work with a therapist and just and I guess within the rooms or whatever, just to like not completely be triggered all the time and worried. You're like, oh, your
Right.
tone changed for a minute, or you know, you were pondering something, your face changed. Like,
yeah.
do you hate me? Or are you mad at me? Oh my god.
yes.
You know,
That
like-
is exactly right. You're trying to, you know, prevent.
Mitigate,
Yeah, you're trying to get into damage control pre-damage.
Pre-damage, yeah. There's
Yeah.
not any damage yet, and I mean, I've been surrounded by addicts and alcoholics probably my entire life, and so it's just this environment of
And you
that
put a
everybody's
business in-
doing it.
Right.
And you put a business in the SC.
Yeah.
That's great. What's a celebrity that makes you crazy? That drives you nuts?
A celebrity that drives me nuts.
Yeah.
All of them.
Well, that's fair.
No, I don't know. The first one that honestly pops to mind is Anna Kendrick or whatever.
Okay.
I don't even know. And because
Anna
I'm-
Kendrick, the
Yeah.
comedic actress, right? Is she the comedic one? Anna Kendrick?
she was
Oh,
in
she
Pitch, the Pitch Perfect girl.
She does Wedding Crashers
yeah,
too. Is that
was
right?
she? I don't know. So my issue.
I think that's who it is. I don't know. Go
I
ahead.
just have a personal issue with her right now, and I'm sure she knows this and is probably thoroughly upset. But I really loved her for a long time. I thought
okay.
she was nice. She has a Christmas
She's
movie.
funny,
on-
and Zach and what's his name need wedding dates.
Yeah, she's effing hilarious. But it turns out she's an absolutely see you next Tuesday.
Really?
Yeah, like there was an individual that had a interaction with her, posted about it, and they were coming. Anna was coming to do a meet and greet somewhere, and this person worked there. And Anna would not speak to anybody; spoke strictly through her PR and her manager person. But all these people showed up, fans with gifts and photos and pictures and things that they made. And she had the people at the space that they were at throw it all away.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And I think that's trash.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, look, I try not to judge a celebrity based on one experience that people have had, because I try to say everybody can have a bad day.
Mhm.
Very true.
But when you're talking about something like that, that does seem, I mean, if a lot of
She's
people have
apparently known
brought
for
you
it now,
things,
too.
huh?
She's apparently known for it. Like apparently,
Really?
yeah, like people have come and said, "Yep, and I think that's just shit.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. That's I hate to hear that about her, because like yourself,
She's
I've always thought she
hilarious.
seemed pretty funny.
Yeah, and sweet. She just seems sweet, but I guess I'm basing it off the character she was playing.
She's a
in
good
it.
actress then, right?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, she's got to be a good actress. And now an actress that I like is Aubrey Plaza.
I love
Oh
her.
yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, she's
love
one of those who've been bubbling up for a while.
Yeah, she
And
was in
she's just
Funny
so good.
People so many
She's been
years
in
ago.
So many
Her
things.
authenticity.
Yeah, dude, she's awesome.
I
Yeah.
would love to
Anything
meet
she's
her.
in
Can
is
we get
hilarious.
her on here? Anybody
Yeah,
know
dude.
her?
I want to be in that day.
I do too.
Yeah,
I
I
would
mean,
quit everything.
I will
just to
fire
be
all of you that day. This is a me and Aubrey day. There are no other co-hosts here when Aubrey comes. I'll tell you that.
Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon.
I don't
You
know.
like Vince McMahon?
No.
Oh,
Steer clear of him.
yeah, no, Vince McMahon. Yeah, he's a piece of work for sure. What about athletes? Any athletes that drive you crazy?
You're not gonna like this. 'cause
I'm
you
gonna
said-
love it. Say it.
You said
Tom
you
Brady.
liked him. Well, Tom Brady, but I won't say that. I'll go with Conor McGregor.
Oh, Conor McGregor.
Stand Conor McGregor.
A lot of
And I
people
know
do
that's
feel
half
that
of
way.
his, bag is
Yeah.
people not liking him, but
Yeah.
man, I can't. I can't.
get it.
stand
No,
him.
I-
He's had a couple instances like fighting and like in his personal, like he punched the old guy in
Yeah.
the head a couple
Yeah,
of years
right.
ago for not taking a drink with him, and I
Yeah.
don't know. I hate seeing those
I
guys.
think for you, what if I'm guessing,
Yeah.
only because I've known you so long, is you're like a very humble, low key type guy.
Yeah.
And so I think arrogance is probably a big turnoff for you.
Right. Well,
I think
especially when you're so rich. Like,
that's what I mean. I just think
Yeah.
when you see arrogant people, you don't like that.
mhm.
And it's a big turnoff for
I love
you.
watching Khabib beat him how he did.
I
'cause
hated
Khabib,
it.
Khabib is the most humble fighter there is. Like,
Yeah, I hated it because I hate that style of fighting. I recognize that he won. I recognize it's a
right.
skill, what he did. But basically, he laid on top of him and wouldn't let him get up for about 40 minutes. And
Right.
to me, that was
That's
not
not fighting.
exciting to
Yeah.
see. You know, it's like if I watch who's the Mayweather,
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd
Early on in his career, he was a real
so good
fighter.
Early on.
But now he just avoids punches.
Yeah.
You know, he just dances around. And to me, I don't want. Look, I want to see fight. Like I said, if I'm going to a fight,
Right.
oddly enough, I want to see a fight.
I
Right.
love going to boxing matches. I absolutely love going to boxing matches. Karen Holderfield is a personal friend of mine, and she comes from a long line of managers, boxing managers, and everything. And she would get us ringside seats.
Really?
It was so amazing. And Jonathan Taylor, local boxer, is fantastic. Randy, I forget your name, Randy. I'm so sorry, but he's
Orton?
No, but I do love me some Randy Orton. Come on, RKO. I love wrestling.
Hello.
Too. And Bundy, you made me think of a athlete and celebrity that I absolutely hate.
Yeah.
But I've grown to enjoy because they're so freaking good at being hated. Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Oh,
I cannot stand that dude, but he is killing
I
it
have to
in
admit.
WWE.
I have to admit. I think
is he in WWE now?
Yes, he is killing it. He's probably in treatment right now, honestly, is what I'm thinking. The last few times I saw him fight or whatever, wrestle, he looked rough.
Yeah.
No. He just looked rough. It's like his makeup may have sweated off or whatever, but he had like he just looked rough. And Logan, if you are, blessings and salutations, but like he is so good
Right.
in that role of just
Troll.
him.
Yeah. No, as the troll. There's nothing I would like to see more. I know I probably won't get my joy. I would love to see Mike Tyson KO Logan.
No, he's fighting
That's
Jake.
the other one.
He's fighting.
Oh,
Jake.
that's
He's fighting
Jake?
the younger
Brother.
brother.
Is that not
Yeah.
happening? Are they still dragging that
That's
out?
Jake?
Jake
Yeah, it's
Paul.
happening like
That's
November.
Logan's brother.
Well, I'd like to see him hit both of them and knock them out then, but especially Jake, I guess.
I think that's happening like November 10th on Netflix.
I know it's
Okay.
supposed to be an exhibition, but technically they're not classifying it that way in the fight.
No. Yeah, it's going to be a.
What a joke.
I don't know if it is or not. It may be.
And that's the thing I was going to say.
That's my big concern about it. Is a joke. That's the concern.
I started out kind of hating both those guys,
Yeah.
but you gotta. I mean, here's
You
the
gotta
younger
admit
brothers
they've
fighting
done
Mike
it.
Tyson.
Yep.
Logan's already fought Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
To just go to a couple of jack off
Dude, they've
YouTubers
done it.
Yeah.
to fighting two of the
Yeah.
best fighters.
No,
in
They
the world
have
of all
absolutely
time.
made a name for themselves.
No, they-
in sports entertainment and entertainment.
You gotta
Oh,
give it to 'em.
absolutely.
Gotta respect it.
I do respect it immensely because they
Yeah.
took the internet viral model
Yep.
and they manipulated it in the right way
Yeah.
and made themselves, it's like Danny Duncan or it's like who else? The Mr. Beast,
Yeah.
for example.
Yep.
Who, if you don't know this, Mr. Beast has like his own channel
Yeah.
and it's just him and the stuff he does all the time. And look, I know some people hate the guy, and I don't know him like that, but everything I've watched, because my son and my wife like to watch some of their videos. Man, he seems like he just does a lot to help people and do things, and
Positive,
Yeah.
it's always
gives a lot of
fun.
money
some
away.
he does a lot of crazy, cool contests, makes them do stupid things.
Stay in a Walmart for
Yeah,
you know,
do
3
hide and
weeks or
seek in a
something.
a giant set that's an empty place.
I love
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of fun to me,
Yeah.
and anybody who's putting that much money out to help people, look, that guy figured out a formula to get sponsors to give money that he could give away, and then it just turned into it's his money now he gets to give away.
And that's what he said his strategy is still living at a pretty, probably not what we would call reasonable, but what he considers a reasonable lifestyle. And any money he makes, he turns right around and pours that into the very next video.
That's
And
so beautiful.
It is beautiful. It really is. I mean, when you stop and think about it, and I was having a conversation with myself yesterday, which I do sometimes.
Yeah.
And, I was just thinking about that kind of thing right there, which is, a lot of the people that we hold up heroically, are they though?
Are they?
Are they though? I mean, because when I look at what that guy is doing with the money he's got, okay, and he went over to Africa and drilled a whole bunch of water wells, literally, that we couldn't somehow do or nobody else could do for these people.
Mr. Beast, the YouTuber.
It's like, what?
Right.
It took this guy to come over and put some wells in?
Yeah.
But he did. And that to me that's real work, man. That's really doing something. Most of these celebrities, they love to preach to you. They love to tell you why you're wrong, why you need to buy into whatever stuff they're selling, whatever belief, political, whatever this, whatever that.
Yeah.
It's all that stuff. but what are they really doing
Right.
What are they
with their
really
money?
doing?
Back.
Yeah.
Or what disparity are they?
Well, they donate. Okay, great. They donate.
For a
Right.
tax
But
write-off.
you are worth millions upon millions. You really
Yeah.
don't even necessarily need more money.
Right.
Go out and do something like that.
With it, like, why are we so individualistic at this point? I mean,
Well, I mean, I do understand to some
to a
extent.
certain
I have to
but
eat.
Well, I do
I mean, I
have
don't
to,
know.
but I mean,
I hear you. Yes,
we live in a society, bro.
we do, and there's a I get what you're saying, and I agree in a lot of ways. In spirit, I agree with it. I still think you're entitled to have your money and keep it to yourself, but I would like to see people do more like that, especially these celebrities who love to preach to you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like get out.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Like,
quit-
don't run your mouth about something.
Yeah, you don't need a mega
what I
church.
need to do.
You don't need a mega church.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, all that money, do what Mr. Beast is doing. He'll just go out and do good things.
Tax the church.
You know, I mean, I'm sorry.
Hey, I'll give a
We got
shout
off on
out.
one, didn't
We
we?
did. I'm just change this.
We feel it.
Tonight on an all-new Becky's Got Crack. Yo, Becky's Got Crack.
Yo, Becky, let's hang out, girl.
Yeah.
Patrick and the people.
All right. Let's see if we can do some of this.
Listen up now, I'll tell you a story. Without a doubt, it's kinda gory. It's the worst news you could ever hear. Things just like this make you fear. Lying lunched on a dumb guy's knee, or a big hard fog drowning some money. Why you laughing? Why you laughing? This shit ain't funny.
No, it's not. It's not funny at all. Authorities don't. Do not. Authorities in Canada are investigating what led to the death of a 19-year-old Walmart employee who was found inside a walk-in oven in the store's bakery. Wow. In the walk-in oven.
Walk-in oven?
I've heard of a walk-in cooler.
Yeah, I've never heard of a walk-in oven.
Is this for, like, I guess because they do mass baking at Walmart?
I guess. Do they?
Well, I mean, they make cookies, they make cakes. Yeah, all day.
They do.
Yes, they really do. So I assume that's what that is. Officers were called to the store. Now, this is in Canada, by the way. Investigate the sudden death of the 19-year-old woman whose body was found inside the large walk-in oven. They have not yet reached a point where the cause and manner of death have been confirmed. So we don't know if she got locked in the oven, if she got killed and put in the oven, if she just had something happen while she was in the oven.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, but that, I guess she's cooked. You know, so to speak. All right, let's do this here. This is not good. A community in Chicago's northwest suburbs on Monday, grieving the loss of a teen killed the night before while he was on his way to a show at the United Center. The 18-year-old among 3 people shot during a violent robbery. They were approached outside the venue. The Elgin School District confirmed the young man was a senior at Elgin High. He was on his way to see Lil Durk concert, good rapper, when he was shot along with 2 other teens with whom he was traveling. A friend who set up the GoFundMe, what did he say? Kendall and the victims were struck by gunfire. Okay, the group was approached by unknown individuals who opened fire on him. He was shot in the chest. A 15-year-old male was struck in the hand, and a bullet grazed his abdomen. And a 19-year-old man was also struck in the rib area. I mean, you're robbing kids.
Yeah.
You know they ain't got no money.
No.
They're teenage kids. How much?
Vape.
Yeah, he might have a vape, might have a 20, maybe 40, 50 bucks on him. That's
No, that's all on their cash apps.
yeah, you're right. That's a cash. These kids ain't got no money.
I was going to say, do any young kids carry cash anymore?
Yeah, and that's a jailbroke phone, and it's probably got Life 360 on it, so their mama's tracking you when you.
Man, that is.
On 11.
Yeah, no doubt about it, right? Yeah, no doubt about it.
Cricket phone.
Yeah.
All right. Here is a fight that went apparently way wrong. 2 further arrests have been made after 3 people were stabbed during a large fight. 3 men, all in their 20s, taken to the hospital with slash and puncture wounds. 2 of the injured men have been discharged. The 3rd victim remains in the hospital. A 23-year-old woman was arrested on suspicion of conspiracy to commit grievous bodily harm. Hold on. A 23-year-old woman.
Yeah. I was going to say, how did I know that it was a woman?
Wow. Yeah. 34-year-old man, 32-year-old woman were previously arrested on attempted murder and her. So, yeah, lots of stabbing going on in this fight. Everybody brought a knife to the knife fight. Yeah, like some West Side Story stuff popped off or something like that. I don't know.
I'm wondering if she got it from, like, because there's these videos I'm watching now. It's this Safety Haven, I think is the name of it. But it's like an ASMR videos where they're pulling together security, like safety stuff, safety stuff. So you've got your key that folds out into a knife.
Oh, I got you.
Or your little kitty stabby thingies or whatever. I wonder if she had one of those.
Well, I don't know. That's funny.
Kitty stabby thingies.
Kitty stabby thing. No, it's like kitty stabby thing.
It's morning.
Yeah.
A banker was seen by a friend falling from a mountain to his death while trying to hike by a different route. So they probably said, all right, I'll go this way, you go this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shortly before he fell, he shouted, I don't know how I got here. I don't know if I can find my way back. He didn't. He was pronounced dead at the scene of head injuries. The coroner said, yeah, no, he's really dead. We told him to retrace his steps, but he was reluctant. He and his friends had arrived in North Wales, intending to stay a couple nights and set up the mountain. One of the group turned back part way through the hike due to the physical toll, but Mr. Cayley, who had deceased, and his two friends reached the same summit before beginning their journey back down. And that's when the problem was the two lost sight of him, said, I could do with some help here, guys. And then it was done. You know, it's probably like remember in what Austin Powers, I'm very hurt. It could be gangulus.
Will Ferrell.
It could be gangulus. Yeah.
No, I'm not dead. I'm
All
just
right.
really badly hurt.
So apparently there's a cocktail. You know that the singer from One Direction, Liam Payne, and honestly, I could not identify a One Direction song if you played it in a lineup. I don't know anything about them. I think they were manufactured by Simon Cowell or something and became a huge band, or somebody manufactured them. But apparently he had multiple drugs in his system, including pink cocaine. You've heard of this?
I've never heard of this. I just read it on
cocaine.
I heard about it yesterday.
You heard a little bit about it yesterday. Okay. That's not a combination of cocaine and vagina?
No, they said it actually.
That would be unstoppable.
They said it actually doesn't have any cocaine in it. That it's mostly like ketamine and a mix of other drugs.
All right, well, let's take a look.
Gross ketamine.
Pink cocaine, a powdery mix of ketamine and illegal substances such as meth, Molly, opioids, etc.
Oh, so it's just like a goulash drug, like a Swedish.
That's called the 80s.
That is called the 80s.
The 90s, 80s, 90s,
100.
Yeah, we just, in the 80s and 90s, we're just like, whatever that is. Yeah, give it to me. I'll take it. Give me that.
Questions.
We didn't worry about mixing.
Questions to ask.
What was there to ask? We were trying to figure out what it was.
Yeah, was there something I could put this on or chop this up with?
Can I get high on this? I'll do it.
Yeah,
Fine.
I'll take it.
It was bad. It was a really bad. It may be just the same now. I don't know, but man, it was bad then.
Shit was more pure then, though.
Oh my God! I mean, listen, people don't even understand.
Right.
Today's meth is nefarious because it does something up here that makes you think you want more of it.
Right.
That meth then, no, bro. People were killing each other, robbing each other. I mean, they were. I mean, people would do anything for it. You think the copper was being robbed now? Copper, you couldn't find copper pennies.
My sponsor in the penitentiary had killed family members high on methamphetamine and was serving multiple life sentences.
Yeah, I mean, it was a whole different. You know those before and after posters?
Yeah.
It would take like a year.
Yeah.
A year.
Yeah.
A year.
Joke.
It's not a lifetime.
Oh, that's real life.
It was like
that's a year.
1 year on.
Yeah, it would just destroy you. Everything about. I mean, I don't know what all was. I mean, it was.
Right.
Man, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was real bad.
The early 2000s.
Real good.
Blur. Yeah. The late 90s, early 2000s were
just
big.
the risk nowadays. Like we were talking about fentanyl earlier.
Oh no.
Everything.
It's just too much. There's no way that I would take anything anybody gave me like that whatsoever. If it didn't come out of the ground, I'm not messing with that.
The only thing you had to worry about back then was baby aspirin. being like put into.
And
like
stomp on it.
When it was.
You immediately.
No, the worst. No, I'm gonna. Yes, baby aspirin was bad. What's worse was the baby laxatives.
Oh,
No, that's what I was. That's why you immediately knew.
Yeah, the baby laxative was terrible because they would sub that in. They would cut it with that.
Yep.
And about 10 minutes later, you're like, oh, snap. I got to go. And what is worse than taking a massive on when you're high like that? You're just all frightened anyway. Is it ever going to stop? I can't get out.
So
That's
bad.
where we're at as a country now. You can't even do cocaine.
You can't even do good cocaine anymore without the risk. I mean, what is this? Yeah, what's wrong with this nation? All right, let's do something different.
Listen, what else you got to do in the morning?
All right. So tomorrow is, again, a very, very big day for us here in the studio. We'll have my favorite, one of my favorite attorneys in the world, Bonnie Robertson, and she's going to come in and talk about what she does. She works primarily in, custody, divorce, things like that. But she also has a great, great book that we're going to talk about here. Amy,
I got
right
you.
there. I can't reach it over that laptop. Yeah, this is her book right here. After the Wedding, a divorce lawyer's top 25 tips to keep you married. Good book to get. We're going to talk about that also tomorrow as well. I'm sure that Dr. Marla Murphy will be in the house, our favorite physical therapist from Exceptional PT in Benton.
Nice.
And then Rich Rockwell, the Bruce Buffer of Little Rock, will be here also. And we got a couple other surprises coming up. And then a real big Friday show is already lining up to be. I'm already thinking about the rant, and I'm excited about that.
Nice.
What you got going on this afternoon, man?
I'm actually looking to do some work with our friend Aaron Redden, doing some electrical for
We're
him.
doing a little work over for the van to help them out.
Out at Back Five Farms, where he
Yes.
grows all of his produce and does his honey and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
So
that's
we're gonna give him
great.
A power pole out there.
Okay, what do you got going on, Amanda?
Let's see. It's Wednesday. That's a great looking question. I will after this, I'm going to get a massage because
Nice.
I deserve it.
Because you've earned it, okay.
I've earned it. And then we will probably hit a couple of, Habitat or something like that, head out to the shop and get cleaned up. We've got some bookings for tomorrow. Get ready for the weekend. Make sure
Now,
you're
is the
available.
break room, is it tonight open or is it tomorrow?
It's tomorrow.
Okay,
Tomorrow.
okay.
But like I said, if you want to bring your church, bridge group out or,
Yeah, you want to book an off day, you can do that as a group.
Yeah, just reach out to me, thebreakroomlr@gmail.com.
Yeah, is that what's the website?
Thebreakroomlr.com, which is
Breakroomlr.com.
We're in
It's
Bryant.
in Bryant. But listen, if you want to get your rage out,
Yeah.
man, what a great concept that's here. You can go, you can, take pipes, bats, all kinds of things and beat up appliances. You can tear up the copy machine like you're in office space.
Yes.
You can throw dishes like your daddy used to.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that you want to, get out of your system. Well, what a great way to do it.
Yeah, it sounds like a blast.
It does sound like a blast. I mean, isn't that? I think that's a real positive way to channel some of that physical energy and have a good time and go in there with your friends or your wife or whatever.
It's so great. We last week we had a mandatory managers meeting there for the surrounding subways.
Yeah.
So we had 14 subway managers in there. Y'all be nice to your subway, sandwich artist or whatever.
They go through a lot, don't they? You'd be surprised.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. But they had a great time. They were so much fun. Yeah, I felt
Did they have?
I mean, it's a really think about it as a group of people. That's a really unique experience to have because even if you just did the group one time, that's a cool experience to have, and probably you'll go back again.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I need to come out there and next time you're open and run the gauntlet.
Please do.
I need to do that for sure. All right, well, I'll tell you what, I'll be doing some real estate. That's right. I'll spend the rest of my day doing that. If you are thinking about buying a home, you're thinking about selling a home, trust me, no real estate agent is going to work harder for you or negotiate better than I will. I promise you I can negotiate. Trust me. Look at this mouth. It negotiates, okay? Yeah. So holler at me if you're thinking about buying a house. Even if you're like, well, I don't know if I can yet, or, hey, let's get you on track. Let's get you on a path because wishing you could buy a house, wanting to buy a house won't get you a house. You have to have a plan. You can't just go, well, one day when my credit's good. No, you need a plan to arrive at that. And it's not as hard as you think. It's not as hard as you think. Just reach out. You can, reach me, Patrick at patrickandthepeople.com. You can call me, 575-5485. That is my phone number. That rings this phone. Don't abuse it because I will tell you so.
All right.
All right. But if you want to reach out to me, do it. Call me. Maybe you just have a question about real estate. Can I sell this? Could I sell this? How much would I get for this? Whatever it is to do with real estate, anywhere in Central Arkansas. I can open any house that you want to see in Central Arkansas because I'm a professional real estate agent. I'm not a weekend agent. I'm not just doing this part-time just for a little hobby because I'm a bored housewife. No disrespect to any of them. I do this all the time. It's what I do. So if I'm not here, I'm real estating, and I want you to call me because who else do you want to get a house from?
Right.
Come on. Really. All right.